It's almost a problem, like how easy it is to start podcasting. It's too much. All it is you just grab a microphone.
Yeah.
The camera comes set up as like a 4K quality camera.
Yeah.
It just comes with it, and then OBS is free.
It's a problem.
It is a problem. It is a problem.
Anyone can just have a podcast.
It's too much. Tyler, the creator, said something about grabbing all the N-words who have podcast mics, and I think there might have been some truth to that. I'm not gonna lie.
He's like, we got to get these people off the air.
Yeah. It's too much. Here's the thing: you just don't want comedians interviewing presidents. That's not.
Yeah.
It's not a good sign. You know, and it's crazy because all these like media people, they'll say like, dude, it's a real problem what Joe Rogan is doing. It's like,
Yeah.
no. The problem is not what the comedian is doing. It's the fact that the comedian is doing it.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
I agree.
Like
Yeah.
Joe Rogan's just interviewing the president in a Joe Rogan comedian way.
Yeah.
But nobody...
Yeah.
That should not be the only way you talk to a president. You know what I mean?
It is ridiculous. Like, I don't know, because people give comics shit for having so much power nowadays, like in the media with their influence.
Which is...
It's ridiculous that
We're
you would
clowns.
even listen to a
Yeah.
comic. But also, like, these comics, they're choosing to... Because, like, a lot of comics, too, I've noticed are getting hate for having these political interviews. Like, I saw, like, Theo had J.D. Vance on recently
Right,
again.
yeah.
And he got so much hate in his comments. And I don't know. It's like Theo will say, like, not just him, but, like, a lot of comics will say specifically, like, don't listen to me or whatever. But it's like, you're choosing to have this politician on, so you're kind of choosing to get political.
It's a weird thing.
You know what I mean?
It's a very weird thing.
Yeah, I don't know.
There is a nuance to just like having a show to try to have an interesting conversation, though.
Yeah.
Like there is that is the point of a podcast. I think it becomes a real problem when those are the ones conducting the real political
Yeah.
talks.
Yeah.
Like that should be having on like CNN and like Fox and like these real places, but those places are a joke.
Yeah. It's pretty crazy. It's scary, dude.
So you have two jokes. You have comedians interviewing your politicians, or you have the people sponsored by Pfizer interviewing the politicians.
Yeah, it's like, all right.
Neither one seems good.
No.
Which one do you choose, though? That is the thing. What it comes down to. Which one would you prefer?
I just feel like you have to go with a comic because...
Yeah, because at least he'll ask questions.
Yeah, like
he might not ask
questions.
a follow-up.
Yeah. Yeah. You might not get much like deep information during the conversation, but
no, he'll ask about Israel. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
That's big. By the way, this is Myko, everybody.
Hey,
welcome to the
what's up,
podcast,
guys?
episode 183. We're coming at you from Easton, Massachusetts. Where you drove up from Rhode Island?
I drove down from Franklin.
You're living in Franklin now. That's right.
Well, actually, I moved recently. Like right after I came to Austin. My buddy Ryan and I moved into the Worcester area.
Okay.
So we got like a little spot over there.
Nice.
But I was just in Franklin doing some work today, so it worked out because it's like 30 minutes from here.
Are you hitting mics in Worcester then? Is that what you're doing?
Yeah.
Nice.
Have you done any mics up there?
Yeah, I've done mics in Worcester. Yeah. I went to anywhere that would allow me to go before I was 21.
Oh, true.
You know what I mean?
So every bar in Worcester.
Yes.
Like, no ID, get in here.
Yeah, you definitely had a better sense of chances in Worcester. You know what I mean?
Yeah. That's cool, though.
No, Worcester's a pretty decent place for comedy, I think. I think the people there are pretty... I think they're better than Boston. I think
so?
it's closer to Providence-ish,
Yeah.
but a little bit more Republican. But it's a blue state.
Interesting.
So it works.
Yeah. I agree.
It's like a red town in a blue state, but everyone's miserable.
Yeah, it's true. Everyone's like, you moved here? I'm like, yeah, like, why? Like, I don't know. It was cheap, I guess. But, yeah. I mean, yeah, the mics over there are cool, though. Like, I've been going to the Vernon and Ralph's Rock Diner on
Nice.
Tuesday nights.
Oh, Ralph's is great.
Yeah, it's
Yeah.
such a cool hang, and
Yeah.
I do love the scene over there. Every comic's so cool.
Yeah.
It's funny.
Ralph's is that like just enough trash. You know what I
Oh,
mean?
yeah.
If it was any more trash, it would be almost intolerable.
Yeah.
But it's like just enough to be like, we can talk shit here.
Yeah, it's
You
like
know?
just grungy enough where it's like,
Right. Any more
You can
grungy, you'd be
appreciate it.
like, I might get punched in the face by a Nazi. But
yeah.
but
It
it's-
teeters on the edge. It's
Yeah,
like, we're
yeah, yeah.
okay.
Right.
Get in here. Talk some shit.
Come on.
Okay.
Come on.
Yeah.
No, I really I think it's fascinating when I come to the New England scene because it is a bunch of low tier like comedy scenes all put together in a 4-hour
Yeah.
radius.
Yeah, it's so true.
It's fascinating.
There's so many mics. It's like little webs
Right.
of mics. Just
Right.
all, yeah.
You just gotta be
within that
willing to
radius.
drive. If you can drive,
Yeah.
you can hit a mic every night.
Oh, yeah. I mean, I know a few comics who really hustle. I don't know if you, do you know Frank Allen?
Yeah.
Shout out Frank.
Yep.
He hustles. Like he'll hit like 3 or 4 mics in a night, and like he'll drive from like Rhode Island to Boston. Like I'll just see him like pop into a mic in Boston at like 11:30.
That is
PM.
crazy.
And, yeah, I don't know. There's just like you can get a lot of sets in if you want to grind it out. And do
Yeah,
all
no,
those miles,
absolutely. It's it's a good place to hustle, but it also requires a lot of work and dedication.
but- oh yeah,
Like none other.
yeah.
Like-
Which I don't have all the time.
No,
Like,
no,
sometimes I'll
no.
just be like, I'm going home.
Yeah.
I got one set. That's enough for me. You know.
Well, if you want to hit like 4 mics, you got to be out for a really, really long time.
Mm-hmm.
Like a super, super long time, and a lot of it is driving.
Yeah,
It's not a lot of waiting.
I know, it's so true.
Right. So it's very odd. Like Austin, when we went,
Yeah,
you could hit like 4, 5, 6 mics a night,
yeah.
but it'd be like you can do it in 8, 9 hours.
Wow.
Which is like, that's a lot of time, but for like 6 mics, 5 mics,
Yeah, it's
pretty good time.
Yeah, it makes sense. That is good timing.
Yeah.
For that much stage time.
And that's like 20, 25 minutes
Yeah,
in one night.
that is crazy to think about.
Yeah, it's awesome. You just get that for free. You don't need a book. You don't need to do anything.
Yeah,
But there is that element of like, okay, well, then anybody can do it.
yeah, that's true.
You
I
know? And you have that because Kill Tony's there.
Yeah, that's what I noticed when we were down there. That was so much fun, by the way, going
Mhm.
to like Roscoe's and
Oh, it's great.
what was that other spot we went
We went to Roscoe's. We went to Lust Pearl East.
Yeah, that one.
Did we show? Did I show you the creek in the cave? I don't know if I did.
I don't think you showed me it, but I went in there one of the nights. I've been there before too.
Oh, okay.
I think I
Okay.
like tried to sign up like late night, but it was kind of dead, and there's a lot of names on the list, and I was like, no.
Yeah,
I was
no,
like,
no.
I don't feel like it.
The
But,
late night creek in the cave mics. They're death.
I feel like they are. Like,
Yeah.
I got that vibe when I was in there. I was like,
Death.
this reminds me too much of like Pub on Park. Or
Yeah,
some shit.
it's rough.
Just
It's
yelling
rough.
at the ether.
Yeah, no, nobody's listening. Nobody's there.
Yeah.
But it does make you stronger, and it does
Yeah.
it still gives you 3 minutes talking into a mic.
Yeah, yeah. Well, that's what I was gonna say. What I noticed was there was the consistency of like skill level wasn't as I don't know. It just wasn't as consistent. It seemed as some of like the Northeast scene.
Yeah.
I would say. It seemed like a little oversaturated with
Yeah.
Kill Tony
Yes.
wannabe. Like
Yes.
people moving there for that.
Yes, absolutely.
Which is bound to happen.
Yeah, no, in Austin, you can have somebody go up and they'll do bomb.
Yeah.
They'll eat shit. And then the next person will also bomb and eat shit. And then you'll have like one of the greatest comics like come up working in the city.
Just in the middle of
And it's
them.
like, this is what's happening here.
Yeah. I know, that's so fascinating.
It's weird.
The way it fluctuates like that.
No, Austin's a weird scene. It's a very odd scene. And I like, when you just start out, you get to go like kind of see comedy in all these different places.
Yeah.
And it's all different and weird in their own way.
Yeah.
But it's good that I'm kind of seeing both, like, 2 different scenes, because I think you get, like, trapped in one scene,
Oh,
and then you're
yeah.
like, this is what comedy is,
That's so true.
you know?
Yeah. I think it's important to go to as many scenes as you can.
Right.
Just to give you that perspective.
I think so too.
And to decide like what scene you'd most want to be a part of. Because
Right.
I go back and forth all the time. Like sometimes I feel proud to be doing comedy in the Boston scene. But then other times, like, I'll come down to Austin. Like, last time I was there a few months ago, and I was like, what am I doing in Boston, dude? I should come to Austin. But then, I don't know. Then I come back here, and I'm like, I do like it here. It's just, I don't know. It's
a lot to move.
Yeah, that's the thing.
It's a lot to move, you know, especially halfway across the country.
Yeah.
For, like, you know, you want to tell dick jokes on stage.
Yeah, like, for 5 minutes, like, doing open mics
like
and shit.
Wild.
I know.
But then Kill Tony's also there, you know?
I know. There is that, like, glimpse of opportunity.
Right. What was it like watching Pat O'Neill?
Dude.
Just be on Netflix. Like, he moved down there literally in, like, 4 months. He was on Netflix or something like that.
So, did you come to Kill Tony that night or no?
No.
Yeah, because we were together the night before, I think, at my buddy's Airbnb.
Yeah.
we were up was so late. But then I went and signed up for Kill Tony that day, and I saw Pat in line. And I was like, oh, what's up? And he's like, hey, what's up? And then we didn't really like get to talk much in what's the name of the bar?
Yeah, whatever. The bar where all the Kill Tony.
Yeah, where all the circus clowns are.
Dude, you don't know until you go.
Yeah, oh yeah.
You're
just,
like,
it's a warehouse of just chaos. You're like, what?
It's so, and then you're like, so have you been doing comedy? And they're like, no.
Oh,
no, this is my first sign up. It's like
half the comics I talked to that night.
Okay.
Yeah.
I haven't done comedy in 10 years. This is my first time coming back.
Yeah. Yeah.
All right.
Yeah. But it was, well, it is funny because the lady who runs that, she was not taking any shit that night because they were filming it for Netflix. So she was like, respectfully, like, if you've never done comedy before, go work out material, come back and sign up another time because some people are here for their big opportunity. And if you don't have shit to say, then get the fuck out of here. Like, she was just like being so cutthroat, which I respected.
Good.
But anyways, Pat got pulled and I was like, I saw him. They were like filming him and I was like, go get him, dude. And I didn't get to talk to him. Yeah. The whole, like, I didn't see him after his set or anything. I didn't talk to him for like the whole week. So I was just anticipating.
Yeah, he did a great job.
And he killed it.
Oh, yeah.
I assumed he would.
Yeah.
I was
As
like,
he does.
Well, yeah. So I'm happy for him because it seems like, yeah, he's getting traction.
Well, yeah. I mean, he deserves it. He works really hard.
Yeah.
But I mean, that is like that's the Austin dream. It's like the American dream now, but it's just getting on Kill Tony.
Yeah. Which is crazy though, because even if you build a lot of followers like really fast online, it's still like impossible to sell out like a club or something. Like,
it
takes
years.
so long to
do that. It takes years.
Yeah, you just have to just build.
No, I mean,
build and build
nuts.
for so long. It just seems like daunting sometimes.
Well, I know that those Kill Tony regulars, they'll travel and they'll sell out clubs, but that's like you get to see a group of like 5 people you see every single week.
Yeah.
Do a minute.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
But you know how many? That's like 5 different crowds of people all coming together one night.
Yeah, that's so true. Yeah, it's weird. It's a weird little universe now.
That's what it takes, though.
Yeah.
They could bring people into clubs.
It's true. But, yeah, hopefully we'll get there someday.
As we sit in my basement talking about it. Yeah.
We're in the dungeon right now.
One day.
In the trenches of comedy. Comedy pursuit.
How did you start stand-up?
Well, it's... There's a lot of certain things that fall into place that lead you into doing comedy as a pursuit, but
right, of course. I like the question. Yeah. It's like, why are you in rehab?
Yeah,
you
it's
know
like
what I mean?
such a loaded question. It's like, oh, well, my whole life fell apart.
Yeah,
so I had nothing else to lose.
Right.
But no, well, I've been performing my whole life. Like ever since I was a kid. Like when I was a kid, I was like, I want to be an actor. Like I would like film a bunch of like short films and skits and do theater shows and all these different like acting theatrical stuff, and then
Like plays? Like
yeah,
would you do plays?
yeah, I would do that stuff.
And like where would you record these skits? Would you put them on like YouTube?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So my buddies and I would just film like goofy sketches, like when Vine came out.
Sure. Oh, so you're a Vine kid. You're
I was
big
trying to be for
Yeah.
a little bit.
Nice.
But we were just filming sketches and stuff, and then yeah. But then I got really into music when I was in high school. I started singing and like playing guitar and playing with bands, and I would just perform all the time doing that. And then after like 8 to 10 years of just like trying to put a band together, I was like, dude, this is not working out.
Really?
Like, it's so hard to
What
hold
would
a
you
band
play?
together. I mean, I would just play rhythm guitar and sing. I would mainly be the front man. Like I would just sing we would just sing like rock songs.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh, okay, cool, cool.
So I kind of just like, I don't know, I would crack jokes in between songs, and I don't know, I've just been always a goofball. And basically one of my good friends just talked me into doing stand-up when we were both living in LA, and I kind of moved back out there to make music with him, but we were like on his rooftop one night, and he was
You were in LA trying to start the band?
yeah.
Okay, when was that?
This was well, I've gone back and forth there so many times. Like when I was in 2020 before the pandemic, I did a tour with a band. It was like a 2-month West Coast tour, like brewery tour.
Oh,
And
okay.
It was sick. Like we
Yeah.
played just a bunch of rock songs every night. Then the pandemic hit. I moved back here, was still trying to make music for a year or two. Then one of my best friends that I make music with moved back to LA. He had been living out there for a while as well, but he's from here. It's a lot of back and forth.
Okay.
But he convinced me. He's like, dude, we have a lot of opportunities out here. Like, you should come back and we'll keep making music and stuff. And I was like, all right. And I moved back, and basically we were just like goofing around one night, and he was like, dude, he's like, you gotta try stand up. Like, he's like, you gotta just try. Like, you just have to. And I was like, you're right. Like, I do. And we went to this place called the Hollywood Comedy. It was like this little
In LA?
yeah.
In LA.
It's right like on Melrose in Hollywood. And I didn't get up that night, thankfully. It was like they do like slotted open mics. So
Oh,
you
okay.
pay like
Yeah.
$5 to do 5 minutes. Like every hour you can sign up if you want. But the guy there was like, yeah, like this was the last one tonight, but if you want to come back, here's like the sign up. And I didn't go back for like a week or two. And I had just been thinking about it over and over again.
Right.
And I was working in this warehouse, just like this dead end job, like trying to get by. And I was like, I didn't move back out here to do nothing. Like I have to get on stage.
Yeah.
Like,
yeah.
I just
Were
have
you
to
still
force
making
myself.
music at the time?
I was, yeah. I was
Okay.
making music, but I wasn't really feeling fulfilled by it. So I was
Yeah.
like, I just wanted to perform like in
Mhm.
any way. And so I just forced myself. I just signed up for one of the slotted mics the next night.
Yeah.
So then that whole next day at work, I just went over my 5 minutes just in my head, like while I was at
Yeah.
the warehouse, like just boxing shit. I'm just like, oh yeah, just like saying like random jokes in my head. I probably looked psychotic in
Yeah.
the warehouse, just schizophrenic, just like
Yeah.
talking to myself.
Yeah.
But then I went that night and honestly had a great set. Like my first set, it went pretty well, and I was like, I think this is it, dude.
Yeah.
And then
Yeah,
I
you're a
proceeded,
comic now.
After that, I bombed for the next like 5 sets in a row, and I was like, dude, this is hard. And,
Oh, fuck that. Sorry about
is
that.
the police?
Yeah, it is. They're coming for you. Dude. Sorry, dude. We have a very unprofessional.
Oh, you're good, dude. You're good.
Okay, so you do this open mic. You do really well.
Yeah, so I did well my first time, but then classic just was like cocky. I was like,
Yeah.
I'm meant for this. And
Yeah.
I just bombed horrifically. Like the next night, like I just got up again. I was like, it's like 2 people in the room, and I'm like trying some act outs.
Yeah.
It's just like no one cares.
No, yeah.
Yeah, and then I remember I had like one bomb like a week or 2 after that, and it shook me up for literally like a year. Like I bombed so bad that I was like shook. Like I didn't get up again for like another year. And,
Really?
yeah. And during that time, I was still in Los Angeles, but I was just like spiraling. Like I was just like partying all the time, like doing drugs, like chasing this like celeb life of like partying with these like rich and like elite people, which I was surrounded by. Like I had a lot of connections.
Yeah.
But meanwhile, I'm broke. I'm depressed. I'm living out of my van. I'm like
Yeah.
doing a bunch of drugs. And then my life fell apart. Like a lot of stuff happened and I had to move back home. Like I just could not handle the lifestyle out there. And then I moved back here. And after like a month of being back here, I was like, dude, I have nothing to lose. Like, I need to get back up on stage. And then I went to Pub on Park. And, like, after that, it's just off to the races.
Really?
Yeah. So it's been, like, probably 2.5 years since I've been back.
Holy shit.
And I just committed when I moved back. I was like, I'm doing this, like, every night.
How long were you in L.A. for?
That stretch, I moved back there at, like, the end of 2021. And
so while like the pandemic was still going on,
it was like still going. A lot of places were opening up again.
Yeah.
But, it was still LA was still pretty like restricted with a lot of stuff. So it was like weird because everything was opened up here, but then I moved back there and everyone's still wearing masks and stuff. And I was like, this is like a weird
switch
parallel universe or something. But yeah, so I was out there. I was only back out there for like a year, and I was like. It's so funny because you think that you have control of your life. Like I told myself, I was like, I'm never moving back east. Like when I moved back out there. A year later, I'm like, fuck, I have to move home. Like, you just don't really know at the end of the day.
So and then did you move to LA before then, or was it just that 2-year period?
No. So it's crazy. I've gone back. Maybe 3 times. Like I first moved.
Shit.
Yeah, I first moved in 2015. So I graduated high school in 2014, and took a year off, worked and saved money. And I knew I wanted to move to California. I just loved it out there. Like I would visit my friend in high school, and I just loved the vibe out there.
Sure.
So 2015, I actually moved to Santa Barbara, which was super nice. I don't know if have you been out to California?
No, I've never been.
I mean, it's super nice out there, but yeah, I moved.
Yeah, I hear it's really nice, but no, I haven't been.
It's gorgeous, but it's hard to live unless you're wealthy. But I guess that's most places now. But
yeah.
Yeah, I moved to Santa Barbara in 2015, and I lived there for like 2.5 years. Still just like. I was really like I was literally trying to be a rock star. Like I was like
That's
making
so
music,
funny.
and I was just like, I'm gonna make.
But you didn't play an instrument? You just sang?
I play guitar.
Oh, you
too.
play guitar?
Yeah.
Really?
I still play. Yeah.
Oh, you do?
Yeah. So I like write songs a lot, and
Are you any good?
I'm all right.
You're all right?
I can hack through some Zeppelin songs.
All right. Dude, I wish you would have told me. We would have had you play instrumental along for the vibes.
Oh, I know. That would have been cool.
Yeah. When you come back down to Austin, you have to play some
sick.
guitar and still do your stand-up comedy set.
Yeah.
But
That'd be sick.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, I'd love to. I'm trying to combine, like, I don't know, just do everything on stage eventually.
Yeah, well, I mean, along for the vibes, that's literally what that show is.
Yeah.
I mean, is literally just throw anything at the wall, we'll see what sticks.
That's why
literally.
I love that. I love that show because it was just so fun. Like,
yeah.
It seemed very free.
I sent that to you, right? That video link.
I don't know if I got it because my AirDrop like wasn't working or something.
Oh, did I not send you the YouTube link though? It's on YouTube.
No, maybe not.
Okay.
Maybe
Well, I have to show that to you. It's a really good recording.
Oh, sick.
Yeah. I would
I'll have to
definitely
get
use
that
for sure. If
Okay.
you need to,
Yeah.
send something out to somebody. You had a good set that night, and you did it in front of all your friends. But you don't have to tell them that.
Yeah, no one needs to know that.
No one needs to know that.
I'm
It was a
probably
random crowd of people for sure.
I didn't know any of those dudes that I was directly referencing.
Yeah. You're just that good at crowd work. That's how good you are with connecting with the crowd.
I just know they feel like they've known me their whole life.
Yeah.
Oh my god. Yeah.
That's right, dude. No,
It
it's
was so fun, man.
Yeah, it's a great recording. I would definitely check it out. The audio's I was like so fucked up with the audio. We finally got the audio completely figured out there, but
Nice.
I don't just want to talk about my show.
I feel yeah.
You're on here.
Yeah.
So yeah, we will later, but we're on a roll right now.
Yeah, we're deep in
So
the
so
history.
you moved there. At 2015. So you're doing music for like 7 years before you even start comedy.
Yeah. Well, I picked up. I got.
Are you
into music.
performing too?
Oh yeah,
the whole time.
All the time, yeah.
So even before you became a comic, you were really comfortable just on stage. Period.
Yeah. Dude, I've always
Got it.
loved performing, and that made transitioning into comedy so much easier
Oh yeah.
for me.
Yeah.
I felt like I had such a leg up on like a lot of people who
Yeah.
are just starting. But you can't lean on that too much because then I've been lazy with my writing in the past.
Sure.
I'm like, I got this.
Yeah.
Like,
Oh, yeah,
I'll just
yeah.
make funny faces and they'll love me. And you're just eating shit. It's like, I probably should have wrote a punchline.
Yeah. Turns out a smiley face doesn't cut it. When I just
doesn't work.
When I just Heil Hitler, it just doesn't. I guess you gotta be Elon Musk to do that.
Yeah.
Oh my god, dude. Do you do Zins?
I haven't in a while.
Dude.
Did you swallow it?
Oh no. They don't do the flavored ones up here.
Oh, true.
Yeah, up in Mass, dude. That's so
Yeah.
weird. It's crazy. No flavored anything up here.
Yeah, that's brutal.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I don't know. I was vaping a lot, which I'm trying to quit, but it's tough. I do love nicotine.
Oh. Yeah.
It's like, oh god.
Yeah, a lot of people say that, or there's like some study, it's only like 25% of people who got addicted to nicotine will completely kick it
Oh, I
in
believe
some
that.
way, shape, or
I
form.
think it's less than that.
Like, I think a lot of people quit, like, nicotine, like, quote unquote, like the vaping and the cigarettes, but like, they need like nicotine gum or Zins or like
something.
a cigar or something just to
Yeah.
like get rid of that.
It's crazy because, yeah, like I don't know. Personally, for me, like, so every now and then I'm pretty good. Like, I can go cold turkey, and I'll be like, I'll go like weeks, sometimes even months without anything, and I'll be like, I'm done. But
Yeah.
all it takes is one night of drinking or something. Someone just hands me like a cig
It's horrible.
or a vape, and I just you hit that one hit, and the can of worms just opens. Just the floodgates open, and you're like, I'm back,
What drugs were you doing?
dude.
Everything. You were just. Was it that whole time?
No, not even. Like, I was trying to be a good boy when I moved. Well, we'll go back to the pandemic. Is like, dude, during the pandemic.
Yeah. Wait. So hold on. So I'm a little confused too about the timeline. So you move out there about 2015. You
Yeah.
move back right before the pandemic or right at the start
Yeah.
of it?
Yes. So yeah, this is where I went back and forth a little bit.
Yeah.
So I moved to Santa Barbara in 2015, and then my buddy and I have a long history with a musician friend of mine where it's so funny. We've like tried to live together like so many times in LA, but it's just like it's so hard to live out there that we've just like struggled every time.
Oh.
But we moved in like 2017 to LA. I was in Santa Barbara. We moved to LA together. Didn't work out. I moved back up to Santa Barbara because I had like a whole community and friends up there already.
Sure.
So I just felt more comfortable up
Sure.
there. I was like, I'm going back. Started dating this girl. I was like in love with this girl. She was like, dude, you need to chill. Like
Yeah.
broke up with me. Like, you're obsessed with me. And I was like, I love you. And
Yeah.
then she's like, no. And then I was just like broke as a joke. And this is like 2018. It just wasn't working out there. So I'd been out there for like 3 years at this point, and I was like, dude, I'm moving home. Like, this just isn't working. So I was back home the whole year of like 2019, and I was working in a dispensary, like just depressed, like just being a stoner. And then my musician friend who lived in San Diego, I met him in Santa Barbara, but he called me and was like, dude, I have this tour booked. Like, my dad's going to manage us, going to drive us in an RV from San Diego to Seattle and back down. Like, a sick tour. He's like, I want you to be the front man. I want you to sing. I was like, dude, like, I can't say no to that. Like,
Yeah.
It's not every day someone offers you a tour.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah.
So that was the end of 2019. So I decided, it was like literally January 1st of 2020. I was like, I'm moving back. And I met him. We met up in like San Clemente and just practice. Literally practice.
2020 January.
Yeah, like January 1st,
So
before
like
the pandemic.
right before
Yeah.
everything pops off.
Yeah.
Okay.
So we did the whole tour right before everything shut down. So which was a sick way to end like before everything fell apart.
So where are you when the pandemic hits?
Dude, so we do the
Because
tour.
wasn't that was like March 13th, wasn't it? 2020.
Yeah.
It was Friday the 13th. I
was
remember
it?
that. Yeah. Or like it was around that week. I remember that was the day they shut down my schools for it. That was when we got the 2 week. Remember, it was the 2 weeks.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. That was
so that was like March. So you did it from January to like
the end of February.
Okay.
Yeah. So we did the whole tour. I ended up buying a van off of our drummer's like old boss, like
nice.
right after the tour.
Okay.
He sold it to me for $400, and it was like a nice like GMC Safari van. I mean, it had a lot of miles on it.
Yeah.
I talked him down to $400. He wanted to sell it for like at least $1,000. I was like, dude, I only made $500 for this whole tour. Like, I have no money. I have no house, like nothing. And he was like, all right, like I like you, man. Like I'll hook you up. And
that's crazy.
So I bought this van. This is like the end of February. I'm trying to make it work. I'm like living in SoCal, like LA.
Out of the van.
Okay. I went back to like LA and San Diego area.
Mm-hmm.
I'm just like working any job I can find. Like,
sure.
And then all of a sudden everything shuts down. And I was showering in the gyms because I was living in a van.
Right.
But then they shut the gyms down. And I was like, I don't know where I'm even going to shower. They're shutting down the beaches. I can't even go on the beach, dude.
Holy fuck.
That whole time was so confusing. Like, it felt like the world was ending. And I was scared, and I just decided to move back home again. I was like, I'm driving across the country.
Yeah, and you drove across?
I drove with my van all the way back, which was nerve-wracking in itself because I was like, are they even gonna let me like cross state lines?
Yeah.
But it wasn't even that bad. Like, I think a lot of people were freaking out like from the internet, but then you go outside and you're like, there's actually not much going on.
Well, it just depends on where you're at. They didn't really care about the highways.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Especially you're driving through like the middle of fucking America.
Yeah.
Like they don't care.
Just
But so you come back to where? Providence? Franklin?
Franklin. Yeah.
Okay.
And that dude coming back here was so depressing, and like everything was shut down. And I was like, dude, like I didn't know what was going on. Like, I was just a mess at that point.
Yeah. Were you with your parents?
I was, yeah, but
which is also
just
that's
such
terrible.
a drag. Just like, oh man,
you're back to being like 16 again.
Exactly, yeah. And dude, I mean, I was partying a lot during that tour, and I still like couldn't hang it up like around that time.
Yeah, you want to keep going.
I just wanted to keep. I was just drinking all the time, and like I started like smoking cigs at the time, so I thought cigarettes were like the coolest thing. Like,
right.
So I just started smoking like a pack a day, and I'm like, dude, what am I doing to myself?
Yeah.
So the pandemic, like, it got pretty dark because I don't know, our friends and I, we would just drink like aggressively, and then I went up. Yeah, for like that whole like year, like most of the time they were all shut down. I went up to New Hampshire. My mom's side of her family, like they share like a lake house up there, and no one was up there for months. And I just went up there and was just literally just living like alone in the woods, and my buddy came up with me, and we just made music for like months. Like we just recorded.
That's cool.
We made so much music. Like
that's awesome.
We recorded a whole like couple EPs. Like I have them on Spotify. Like they came out great. We made like a whole joke album, which is, I feel like you would love it. I'll have to show you. Yeah, it's like a psych rock like comedy album. It's like, it's awesome. Insane. Yeah, so that was like the pandemic. But during that time, I was just like, dude, I was like tripping out all the time. I was like eating mushrooms, drinking all the time, like taking acid, like all this like crazy stuff. And I don't know, it's just a very confusing time. I think a lot of people were just getting fucked up because they didn't know where to put their energy. Like,
yeah.
So yeah, that was like 2020 to 2021, and then
you moved back to LA.
Yeah, so I moved back to LA. And
now you said that Massachusetts was pretty shut down for a long time.
Yeah.
Mass was bad with COVID. I mean,
Yeah.
whatever you want to say. But with lockdowns, they were pretty extreme. They were one
Yeah.
of the most extreme states. Now, in comparison to California, you know.
Well, isn't that funny?
Yeah,
'Cause, Mass was like super hardcore about it, I feel like. But then you go to California.
And
LA
they
was
were doing
just
victory
insane.
laps around the COVID lockdowns.
Yeah. They're like, nope, we're staying locked down for another month. And you're like, what?
Yeah, well, they had like, didn't they have a 10 o'clock curfew over in LA?
I think it was something.
They had like
crazy
a 10
that.
o'clock curfew. They had a 9:30 curfew here.
Wow.
And I don't know if that was just in the town of Easton. That could have been, you know, super like
know.
liberal Easton. I don't know. But it was bad here. So to hear you say that Cali was even worse than here is like...
Yeah, dude, it was crazy. It was just like, I don't know, man. I was losing my mind
Yeah,
during that time.
yeah. So,
like, yeah.
And you moved back. You still haven't ever done stand-up comedy.
No. So, yeah, when I moved back...
And then it takes you like a couple months...
It probably took me like a month. I remember it was, I moved back like first. It took me a month after I moved out there. I moved out like November of 2021.
Okay.
And I remember my first comedy set was December 9th of 2021. It's kind of weird that I remember that date.
Yeah.
But it just like.
No, it sticks. Some things stick.
Yeah. But basically my friend and I, we were together on Thanksgiving that night that he talked me into like, he's like, let's just go check out this spot.
Sure.
So it was like a couple weeks after that I decided to just do it. And so like things were going good. Like I was like doing those sets, but then I started just like plummeting because I was just like, I was still getting fucked up all the time. I was like drinking a lot. And I just remember, I was like pretty hammered and I just bombed horrifically one night. And it literally shook me up. But the thing is, I probably would have got up again. But this is when my life started getting crazy out there.
Yeah.
So basically, my cousin's a DJ, and he is very, like, ingrained in the music industry.
Okay.
Like, he has a lot of big connects. And he, with being a DJ, it also means that you love to do ketamine, which...
right. It's a mandatory thing.
It's just part of it.
Yeah.
And... we both loved it. And I mean, what can I say? It's pretty awesome. But
So you're doing a good amount of ketamine?
Yeah.
Decent amount?
We were doing a good amount, and I went back and forth all the time.
How do you take ketamine? Do you inject it?
You can. We never did, thankfully. We just snorted it.
Okay.
You can it comes in powder form.
Nice. Like a professional.
Yeah,
like
exactly.
a real gentleman. Yeah.
Like a real gentleman. But we were doing a lot, and I was pretty hooked on it at one point, but I was still like living out of my van, and meanwhile my cousin's taking me to like.
So did you drive the van back out there?
Yeah. Yeah. Which, by the way, no one thought it would make it. No one thought it would make it here. And then when I told my parents I was driving it back,
they're like,
"You're
no
not gonna
way.
make it out of freaking Connecticut."
No way.
It somehow did. I always told my parents or like other people, I'm like, all it needs is the right playlist. I'm like, that puppy will run forever, dude. We used to call it the pug. It was like,
The pug.
it had a small little face, and we called it the pug. So, like, the pug will never stop running.
Yeah. Dude, that's awesome.
Yeah. So, dude. So basically, I mean, I'll give you the whole like inside baseball of how like my life fell apart out there. But basically, like, I was like trying to hold it together. Like I was holding down a day job.
Yeah.
I was working in Malibu at this oyster company. Yeah.
Okay.
And I'm like doing like front of house work, like working with people. Meanwhile, I'm like out every night doing drugs and shit. And living in a van.
Yeah,
and
you're parked in the back.
Yeah, exactly.
In your house.
No one knew. I was like, I didn't really tell people because I was embarrassed by it.
Yeah, no. Well, and you're working in Malibu. Those people don't like that shit.
Exactly. Yeah. And eventually I saved up enough money. This is when my life like really started to get dark. Like I saved up enough money to finally move into a room. I was just so sick of the van at this point.
Yeah.
I've been in it for almost like a year.
Right.
And which is insane looking back. I'm like, I can't believe I lasted that long. Like it's not like it had any amenities in it at all. I had a futon in the back. So I was just sleeping in that. But I finally saved up enough money and I moved into this this house in Venice Beach, and it was the guy who is the landlord sold me on the house. Like it was like this collaborative like artist household, like sober living, like just good vibes, like, and he was a really amazing artist. Like I saw all his paintings, like he was a painter. So I was like, oh, this is sick. Like I can write music here. Like I finally have a room I can produce out of. Like that's all I wanted. I just want a space where I could record myself.
Sure.
So I moved in. It was just month to month. I learned within maybe 2 days that it was a full-blown meth head trap house. Like a bunch of meth heads coming in the house, like buying meth off my landlord, like just like crackheads, meth heads.
Hold on, wait. It took you 2 days to realize this?
I should have realized within 2 minutes that I was there.
Yeah, that's how many drugs you were taking.
Yeah,
is that
exactly.
you walked into a trap house. You were like, "This is great." I mean, oh my
Like,
god!
I'm sold, dude.
Would you look at this? You got a roof. Would you look at that? You got a roof. There's a leak in it. There's a leak in it, but it's a roof.
Yeah.
There's a leak in it.
I'm pretty
Whatever.
sure there was like a shattered mirror
Yeah.
on the ground. Like that was the first red flag. I should have known. I should have took a hint right there off the bat.
Yeah, you walk into Jesse Pinkman's house from
Dude,
Breaking Bad.
That's what it was.
Yeah,
it was dark.
I know what house you're talking about.
Yeah. And it was dude, it was crazy because like I was still friendly with this is what's fucked up is
Yeah.
I'm pretty like open-minded of a person, so I would still be friendly with these meth heads. Like I was still like friends with them. I wasn't doing any meth.
Right.
Thankfully. They offered me all the time. They offered me crack, meth, like PCP, like all this shit.
Yeah.
And I was just hooked on ketamine, and I was doing cocaine too, but that was like ketamine was like my main drug. And the dealer there was like multiple dealers who would come in, but one of the dealers thought I was hilarious, and he would just give me free like vials of ketamine. Like he would get them like from like the vet or some shit.
Yeah.
Like they were literally like vials of ketamine for cats or something. And he would knock on my door and like wave it in my face. And I'm like, oh, I'll take that.
Yeah.
And,
Yeah.
dude, so it was just spiraling. And meanwhile, I'm still working in Malibu, and I'm just like, oh, and I'm telling all my coworkers, I'm like, you should have seen what happened in my meth dungeon last night. Dude, like, crazy shit. They loved my stories, but I always had something going on. But basically, it all fell apart when. So I was like, I was super addicted. My family was starting to get concerned. They definitely knew something was up. Like, I don't know, my siblings were calling me. Like,
Yeah, every time they call you, you're like,
and also when you're
like
doing
sleeping.
drugs, you don't even care. Like when you're doing that many drugs, you don't even care who knows. Like I was just like vocal about it. Like I would just be like, I'd probably be like,
well, you probably can't even hide it.
Yeah.
Yeah, you're so fucked
exactly.
up on the phone. They're like, what's going on? You're like,
yeah, like, are you okay? And I'm just like, I'm fine. Like,
yeah, I snorted ketamine.
Yeah.
It's good.
I'm in a K-hole. I'll be right back.
Yeah.
Just let me come down
No,
from
I
this
just-
cloud.
I needed it to fall asleep. My Malibu job. Was
Yeah. But
they're hearing gunshots in the background.
dude. Well, the craziest shit is like,
Where is this trap house? Is this in Malibu? It can't be in Malibu.
It was in Venice, which is like 30 minutes from Malibu.
Okay.
Venice, yeah. It was like 2 blocks from Venice Beach. Like,
Okay.
Which was also why I moved in, because I loved going to Venice Beach, and like the location was sick. I would like skate to the beach all the time. But yeah, so I don't know. It just wasn't working, and I was trying to like figure out what I was doing. I was like, dude, I gotta get out of this house.
Yeah.
Like it was just crazy.
Right.
And
then are you still making music with your friends too, or no?
yeah.
Oh, you are?
Yeah.
So throughout all this, you're still like, are they coming to the trap house making music?
So
That's hilarious.
only my cousin was coming because he also was doing drugs with me. He was
Right.
doing ketamine. And
And
he would
would
pick
you
up.
guys like make music on ketamine? Was that like something you would do? You'd like,
Yeah. Yeah.
that's a sitcom. That's
It was-
literally a sitcom.
It was
My
yeah.
cousin comes to a meth house and we make music.
Yeah, we would
My-
like jam out.
My DJ cousin in a meth house. That's the name of your sitcom.
Dude, he'd be playing songs and I'd be so gone that I thought I was in like a folklore. I thought I was like, am I in like I thought I traveled through time. I was like, did I
Yeah.
just meet my ancestors? Like, it was wild, dude. It was wild. And yeah, so basically, but it's crazy because it was like it was almost like he had like a premonition or something because he warned me. He was like, dude, he's like, whatever you do, like don't take drugs from this guy whose name I won't say. I don't
Yeah,
really
yeah,
care.
yeah,
He's
yeah.
probably never gonna hear this, but
Sure, but
he was my landlord, and he was like, just don't take drugs from him because he was like my landlord was like, he's a junkie. Like you don't know
Yeah.
like what he's given.
right.
And long story short, my landlord and I, we were actually like we were pretty friendly, but. And he had really good music taste. We had a lot of similar music tastes, and we went to a concert together. This is like December like 21st of 2022.
Okay.
A day after my birthday, I remember. My birthday is December 20th. But we go to a show December 21st, and I'm flying back to Boston the next day to come home for Christmas. But that night after we get home from the concert, I'm like fiending for K, and I'm like, dude, I'm trying to get a hold of like the plug to come through. And my landlord's like, I think I got some. Like, I was like, really? Like, and he's like, yeah, like just be careful. Like, he's like, it's K though. And he gives me a couple bags. And what's crazy is I did the whole bag that night, like one of them or most of it. It was probably only like a gram total, but he gave me like a couple bags. And I did like most of it that night, and then the next day I was flying home, and I was this is how hooked I was. I was doing it in the airport, like I was in LAX,
Whoa.
like I was flying some back to like bring back
Whoa.
for the week that I was gonna be here.
Yeah.
because I was hooked. I was like, I need to have some
Right.
like while I'm
Yeah,
home,
yeah.
and I finished like one of the bags in LAX, but I had a layover flight in Las Vegas on the way here, and. It's funny, most people, like if people are listening to this, most people don't even know this story. So like I don't really talk about it a lot, but it's pretty crazy. But I'm in Vegas and I get off my connecting flight. Like I'm walking to my next flight back to Boston. I go in the bathroom to do the second bag to like, go into the second bag. And I go in the stall. I pour it out on my phone. I pour it out literally like the length of this phone. This is how big my tolerance was. I lined up a line this length, and I snorted the whole thing. And I knew immediately. I was like, that was not ketamine. Like it tasted like shit. Like it was heroin. Looking back, it was heroin. Because I've tasted heroin before too. So I knew immediately. I was like,
That's heroin.
I was like, yeah. And I was like, I'm fucked up right now. And like, I walked out of the stall. I was rocked immediately. I was floating. And I'm walking through the terminal and I'm like calling my buddy and I'm like, dude, like, can't wait to see you, dude. Like, I'm so fucked up right now. Like, and that's the last thing I remember. And I OD'd in the terminal and I fucking almost died.
Oh my God.
I literally overdosed and I woke up. It happened so fast. Like, I was
Whoa.
on the phone with my friend. Yeah, my whole life changed in this moment
Whoa.
because I OD'd and then I woke up and there's paramedics running up to me. They weren't even like at me yet. And they're like, what'd you take? What'd you take? Like you're so lucky. Like someone saved you with Narcan. Like they're saying you were out for like 4 minutes. Like I literally should be dead. But some stranger hit me with Narcan, went about their way, got on their flight, never got to thank him, nothing. Saved a guardian angel, fucking saved my life. And
Whoa.
dude, it was really intense.
Someone hit you with Narcan and dip
And
like
dipped.
Batman?
Dude, yeah. Isn't that crazy?
Dude, Batman was just at the airport,
Batman just hit me with Narcan, dude. And so if they're listening, dude, thank you so much.
Crazy.
It was insane.
Oh
it was
my
insane.
God.
Dude, it was so intense.
Some Viet Congs behind a bush, the fucking hitting you with the tranquilizer dart of Narcan.
I'm back. But dude,
Holy
it was crazy.
fuck.
And after, dude, I know.
You're just on heroin. You're up.
Yeah, dude. I'm like, what happened? And immediately,
some guy hit you with Narcan.
Dude, and it was so intense because it was in a terminal. So I look up and there's like 100 people just like looking at me, and there's this couple like standing next to me, and they're like, "Can we say a prayer for you?" They're like this beautiful, like they looked like models from Sweden or something. And I was like, yeah. And they're like, put their hand on my shoulder, like praying for me. And after you OD, like when they bring you back with Narcan, like you're violently ill. So I'm like projectile vomiting, like. And they take me to the hospital
because it cuts it off, right? Like, isn't that what it does to your system? I guess it cuts it off, so your body just starts.
I don't even know.
Immediately rejecting what's ever
I
inside
guess
you.
So. Yeah, it does. Yeah, something like.
Okay,
I should probably know after all
like that. Whatever.
Yeah,
it saved you.
That's
all that matters.
Yeah.
Okay, so you OD.
Yeah, and then I admitted to myself that basically like my brother was supposed to pick me up in Boston that night, and I texted him and I was like, yeah, I'm not gonna make it. He's like, why?
Yeah.
And I was like, I OD'd. I'm in the Las Vegas hospital now. Like they took me to the Vegas hospital, which was a shit show. Like they put me in there to detox for like 3 hours. No one like helped me at all the whole time I was in the room. Like everyone's just ignoring me, and then they're like, "Oh, you're good to go." After like 3 hours, I'm like, "Is this what Vegas hospitals are like?" Like they just give you like some shit to detox.
Yeah, well, they probably have an OD every 3 minutes.
Yeah,
so they're
exactly.
like, there's another one.
They're like, "We need a room. Get out of here. You're fine." Yeah. So I literally went back to the airport after like 4 hours, 3 or 4 hours being in the hospital. Convinced JetBlue to put me on the next flight, and I got back to Boston that next morning at like 6 a.m. And I came back. All my friends and family were like very frightened. Like very like it was really intense. Like it fucked me up so bad. Like the come down from that was the most depressed I've ever been. Like life, I felt like an alien. I felt just like I didn't deserve to even be here. I felt like I like cheated life.
Yeah.
I was like, what is going on? Like
right.
The world just looks so different to me because I was seeing it through eyes of like, I shouldn't even be here.
Right.
Which is like a weird way to look at the world. But then I just admitted to myself, I was like, I have problems, and my parents helped me like check into a recovery program here, actually like in Attleboro or something.
Oh, okay.
And they were so like helpful for that. But basically, yeah. So basically, all my stuff was still in California though. So, and I was back like visiting for Christmas. So I ended up flying back, and my dad came out, and I packed all my shit out of that trap house, threw it back in the van, drove the van back all the way back with my dad, who was like, I don't know if this is gonna make it, but we'll just see. And we made it back, and I went into that program, and I decided when I was in that program, so this is like first week of 2023, I think. I decided then that I was gonna pursue comedy, like aggressively, like full time. Yeah. Like I was like, I have nothing to lose anymore. I've been thinking about it for the past year, ever since I first tried it in LA. Like I'm gonna pursue comedy.
Wow.
And that's basically my comic origin story.
Were you on K when you went up for your mic, or
no? I've never done I've never performed on K, thankfully. I think that's
were you
for the best.
Were you doing K though when you first did your open mic?
Not that night. Not
that night, but like it was like an
around
occasional.
that time. Yeah, I wasn't doing it a lot when I first moved back out there, but that's the thing about drugs is like they can just sneak up on you. You never think that you'll be like an addict, but it can happen. Like I thought I was way above that shit. I thought I was like, I can do this and just like take a break and be fine.
Did you ever have like problems with the landlord there or whatever, or anyone there like moving out? Were there any tense situations?
I mean, it was awkward when I I texted him that like next day after I OD'd. I was like, dude, you sold me bad drugs, you fucking dick. And he's like, what? And I confronted him when I got back. I was like, yeah, dude, like that's fucked up. Like I'm moving out. Like I need my deposit back. Like blah blah blah. And I just want to get out of there. I didn't really like talk to him that much. But dude, that place was dark and like it's crazy. To get even like weirder about the whole like, or just to get all like woo woo about the situation, like apparently so the room I moved into, apparently the person who lived in that room before me OD'd and died in that room, which
really?
I didn't even know.
Holy fuck.
I didn't even know, but then I found out like through a third party. And then after I moved out, someone else had moved in and died in that room again. And I escaped that fucking pattern somehow. Like I should have also, if I did the other bag that night instead of that first bag when he first gave it to me, I would have died in that room. And it's like so weird. Like it's when I think about like alternate realities, I'm like, what are the odds
that you did
that I did the other bag, that I was in a public airport when it happened, like when I finally did the wrong bag,
somebody
like,
had Narcan.
Someone had Narcan, like all these things happen. And that's why I've always considered myself a lucky person.
Yeah, you had like a guardian angel or something.
Dude, it's weird. I do feel blessed in like a lot of ways because I've gotten out of like some really like shaky situations.
Yeah.
And so now I just try to be a fucking human being.
Well, if you didn't feel blessed after that, I don't know what would make you feel blessed. You know what I mean?
Seriously. Yeah.
Jesus Christ, man. Holy fuck.
Isn't that crazy?
That is a wild fucking story.
Yeah.
Wow.
Dude. So that's like how I started.
Dude, I thought my story was pretty cool. You just... God damn it, makes me look like a little bitch, dude.
No, dude, mine's just intense, but...
All right, I gotta get hooked on ketamine now. It's just...
No. Don't do drugs, kids, unless you know the source. Unless you know your dealer.
Yeah, no heroin, dude. No fake ketamine.
Yeah, exactly.
Wow, that's nuts. So have you ever done like hard drugs again, or have you really stayed out of it?
Yeah, I mean, I've definitely slipped up a few times since then.
Yeah, but not like anything crazy.
No, I like can't even allow myself to like go down that path again because like I probably slipped up like a few years ago. Just did like some cocaine. That my friend like, I don't know, if I'm around it long enough, like someone's got shit in front of me long enough and they're doing enough of it.
It's hard to keep
eventually
saying no.
I'm gonna crack. Yeah, like I know that part of me where I'm just like, and I've
you got to get out of there.
I've dabbled, and the guilt almost is like too overwhelming for me to even enjoy that shit anymore.
Yeah,
so,
well, you know the worst possibility that could happen.
Yeah, so I don't really. I try not to. I try not to do any drugs anymore, and that's about it. I mean, I still drink a little and smoke weed. But,
sure, yeah, but that's different than ketamine and coke.
Yeah, just nothing up the nose, nothing in the veins, and you're probably smooth sailing.
Yeah, I mean, even if you did mushrooms, a lot of people who are drug addicts still take mushrooms.
Yeah, which I think there's a lot of benefits to psilocybin. Like, I feel like mushrooms can help a lot of people. If you take like a little bit, I think like some people have terrible trips because they eat way too much. Yeah, they're like, I'm never doing them again. Yeah, well, it's like maybe don't eat that much.
Yeah. I hear though that there are even good things that come out of the bad trips though with mushrooms.
Oh yeah.
You know, even like the worst things that happen on psilocybin, it seems to be like, well, you know, I did have to deal with my father raping me, but I relived it, but I got out of it. It was the worst thing ever.
Yeah, you have to confront some demons.
Right, but like I did it. Mm-hmm. You know what I mean? So I hear that there are like some good things that come even from the bad experiences with mushrooms.
Yeah.
Rather for like you, like your bad experience on K. Yeah. It's like, probably didn't need that.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. No, it's true. It's true. Yeah. I feel like mushrooms is a more cleansing experience regardless of how the trip is, but
fuck me, man. Dude, what was that like coming in from the airport? Who picked you up?
like when I got here.
Yeah.
Dude,
yeah.
Dude.
Who picked you up? Was it your brother?
No, my dad picked me up, and he was just so my parents like they
Are they still together or both?
Yeah.
They're still
Yeah.
together. Okay.
yeah they're great. I mean, I come from a big family. Like I'm one of 6
Okay.
kids.
Okay.
And yeah, my parents, they're so supportive and awesome, but they were genuinely just shocked. Like they didn't know. I don't think they knew I was doing drugs. Like my siblings kind of knew.
Right.
But they just probably just assumed I was just like partying and like drinking too much or something.
Yeah, smoking too much weed.
Yeah, so
maybe a little too much Red Bull, but like nothing. You know what I mean? Too many cigarettes.
Yeah.
You know, those things are like, dealable.
Yeah.
You can get back to
exactly
reality.
Yeah. But yeah, I don't know. He was confused. He picked me up and he was like just shocked, like what happened. And I basically just confessed everything. I just told him I've been doing all this shit for a while, like all this stuff. And
So where are you living? Where are your parents living?
In Franklin.
In Franklin.
Yeah.
So it's like, what is that? Franklin to Boston. That's like,
It's like 45 minutes.
Okay, so you got a long 45-minute car ride.
Oh my God.
Yeah.
And then having to come home and like, I mean, just that whole trip home around Christmas time was so just rough because everyone I knew like heard about it.
Right.
And word spread so fast in my town that like people I didn't even know that well were like messaging me like, I heard what happened and shit. I'm like, how do you fucking know about this shit?
Yeah. Carol from 2nd grade is like,
I'm here for you if you need anything. I'm like, what? But,
did you get like a sympathy blowjob from the OD?
Oh yeah, dude. Like, I'm so sorry this happened to you. I'm like, it's okay.
Oh my God. I heard you OD'd on heroin. Let me know if you need anything. I got this nut that could get off.
I'm a little bricked up right now, actually. Now that you mention it.
I'm so sad. I could totally fuck your mouth right now.
I'm dying.
Oh, that is awesome though.
Wait, that's hilarious.
Oh, that's so funny. Oh, you should take that.
Dude, you
No.
can take that. We'll both use it. Word it. however you- That's a bit right there. That's hilarious.
So funny.
Oh my God, dude.
Yeah, dude, that's fucking.
Unfortunately, I didn't actually get any of that. Most people are like, this guy's fucked up. Let him go clean his life up real quick. But, man.
Wow. That's so funny that you like realized you want to do stand-up comedy in the facility or the whatever it is, the rehab recovery facility.
Yeah, well, yeah, it was like a recovery center.
Are you writing jokes?
I started during that time.
Oh, okay.
Well, I had been writing jokes for like a couple years. Like,
okay.
Because I already tried doing stand up like a year prior to
right,
that.
Right.
So I was like writing a lot over the course of that past year. I just didn't really try them. And then when I was in that program, I just remember we had a day where the guy running it was like, he handed everyone a piece of paper. And he was just being like inspiring, and he was like, there's always hope for like your life and your dreams and stuff. And he's like, I want you all to write down like your wildest dream. And he's like, don't hold back, like something that you actually think you could do, but it seems like ridiculous of a dream. Like, what is that?
Yeah.
And I remember just writing, I was like, I'm going to be a professional stand-up comedian. And I wrote that, and I committed from that day. I was like, I'm going to do open mics tonight.
Wow.
And it's been like almost 3 years since then.
Right.
Like 2.5 years maybe. And I mean, I still got a long way to go.
Sure.
Before that happens. But basically, yeah, I just kind of like committed. Because I also felt there is like a sense of freedom that I felt after that intense of an experience, where I felt like I truly don't care what anyone thinks of me, because I shouldn't even be here right now. So why should I care?
Because you're getting used to that sort of outlook on life.
Yeah.
Like that day one where you're talking about like that come down, it was like a brand new lens.
Yeah.
You got to kind of adjust to that almost.
Yeah.
You know, it's like a new prescription on glasses.
Dude, totally.
You gotta get like sort of adjusted. Your eyes gotta fucking, you know,
which
work
was hard
out.
to do.
Yeah.
I went on like antidepressants and shit.
Sure.
I was like, I'm fucking a mess.
Yeah, and then your dick doesn't work, and you're like,
I was like, I'm getting off this Prozac.
Yeah.
but yeah, comedy honestly was like what helped process all of that stuff. You know what I mean?
Sure.
It's like,
Sure, I imagine. And then you're getting hooked on a new drug.
yeah, just
right?
the high of
the high
performing.
of
Yeah.
getting on stage and then making people laugh. You're getting that brand new
Mhm.
type of dopamine, so that gets you hooked. It distracts you from, you know,
Yeah.
all the other shit.
Yeah.
That makes sense though. Why you're hesitant to move to Austin? You know,
yeah, because
literally,
the
though.
scene over there.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Well, yeah. I mean, just moving.
Oh yeah. Well,
Like,
yeah,
not
moving
a-
in general. Yeah, it's
Probably like a little bit of an anxiety.
yeah. I actually you're very perceptive. I would
Yeah.
say, or you're observant. and,
Sure.
no, it's true. Like it's funny because even after that. And over the past few years, like I still have a lot of friends in California, and they're like, "Come back! Like, when are you coming back?" Like,
Right.
and I've definitely been hesitant. I'm like, you know what? Maybe I just want to stay put for a little while
For a little bit.
in my life.
Yeah,
I've gone back
figure
and
your
forth
shit
almost every year for the past
Right.
10 years, and it is interesting. Like,
Yeah.
and then I don't know, since we've been doing comedy, like I'm sure you've realized that with the internet. And if there's a good scene around you, you don't really need to go anywhere.
If you can get up,
Yeah,
That's
if you
it.
get up enough,
If
if
you
there's
get
a
up.
draw, if there's crowds that'll come out, and
that's
you can
it.
build a following.
Build something.
Yeah,
And that's again what we've been trying to do with like Along for the Vibes, where it's like
Yeah.
a fuck you, right? Where
Yeah.
it's just like, dude, we're doing our own live stream. We have this whole like kind of set up thing and weird show that's never really been done before, and you can just show it to everybody.
yeah,
You know,
yeah.
I sent that. I did a show. We did the first free pizza night, and I sent it out to like all my family members, and they all got to see me do stand up
That's
live.
so cool.
You know what I mean?
Yeah,
And it's also like the other thing with, I mean, I guess this counteracts what we were saying, but like the good thing about moving and having the internet is like if you did stand-up comedy, right, in the 90s or even like 2000s, and you moved somewhere, if your kid moved away halfway across the country and they were like, no, I'm doing stand-up,
yeah,
they're never seeing anything you do
yeah,
for years.
yeah,
It's like 5 years. You're like, I've been doing this stand-up thing. They haven't seen you do anything.
yeah. That's so true.
But now, like, you know, with recordings, with live streams, with all that type of shit, you can kind of show.
It's all possible. Yeah,
Yeah.
It's it seems like there's more. Well, that's why I feel like comedy in general is more like people are more accepting of that, or they're more like
Yeah.
they don't look at you at like you're as delusional as they probably used to, even
No.
though we all are still delusional.
Right,
It's like-
right. We're all crazy.
Yeah, it is ridiculous, but
There was Tim Dillon said this, but like this is just a general rule of thumb. Whereas like if you brought up the word YouTube, right, in like a meeting, they were like, "That's a slur. You can't say YouTube.
yeah,
That's insane."
yeah,
No, there's Netflix, because that was new.
yeah,
Even in like 2015, Netflix was new. Now,
yeah. That's crazy.
Kill Tony's on Netflix, so
It's insane, dude.
it just doesn't even make sense anymore.
Yeah, it's just a complete meshing of
Are
worlds.
are you trying to make anything here? Are you trying to like put up a show or build something here, or
Dude, it's funny. I have been thinking about it lately.
you should try something?
Well, you kind of inspired me with your show. Like, I
Yeah.
want to do something like that because I
You
know
should.
so many talented musicians too who
That's
would
what
love
I'm
to
saying.
be a part of.
Right, or you can just move to Austin and join our crew. Just assemble the Avengers.
I might have to, dude. Well, I do want to come back soon.
we
Like,
take you.
dude. I would love to, man.
Yeah, no, Courtney
Maybe.
thought you were great.
Dude.
Especially, he didn't even see you play the guitar.
Well, I jammed with the backing band
You
for
did.
a little bit.
You
We
did.
sang
I-
like "Sunshine
yeah.
of Your Love" or something.
But that was awesome, dude. That show was great, man.
I know. It
That
worked
trip
out.
to Austin was fucking phenomenal.
Yeah. I know. I'm so glad we got to connect
hang
down
out.
there. and,
Yeah.
It worked out perfectly.
It was perfect. And your boys were great.
Yeah.
You got some cool friends.
Yeah, man. It was so fun. And he just got married last weekend.
Really?
Yeah, so we were all like reminiscing about it and
Nice.
stuff.
That's
Yeah.
awesome.
I know. Yeah.
And I mean, the way it worked out so perfectly, where we got you on, and then you guys went right from Second Street. That location's great too.
Yeah.
This is a great pregame.
Dude, yeah.
It's like a great pregame for 6th Street because you're right there.
I think I want to come back. I think maybe in the fall or the winter.
Come back
once
whenever.
the heat calms down a little bit.
You went perfect timing.
Yeah.
The spring and fall in Texas.
Oh, it's the
You
best.
can't beat it.
Yeah.
Especially places like Austin where it's like a little bit of humidity.
Yeah.
And even you guys got some rain, but like the rain is like it lasts for an hour.
Yeah. Yeah.
It rains like really hard for an hour, so it keeps things green a little bit. I mean, it's obviously not up here. Wherever there's a tree, you can't walk through the sidewalk without it being a forest.
Yeah.
But yeah, no, I mean it's just beautiful.
Yeah.
It's beautiful during that time.
I do love the city. Like I don't know. I've been there twice. Like I went there a few years ago and I didn't really think much of Austin. I was like, yeah, like there's nothing really stands out to me. But this trip particularly was like, I was like, dude, this is a cool city.
It's
like,
a cool city.
I know it's kind of small and it can probably feel like a bubble sometimes. But
Yeah, it is.
for what we're doing, it's perfect. You know what I mean?
You can get out though.
Yeah.
You can get out easy.
Yeah, you can go to Dallas or San
Dallas,
Antonio.
San Antonio, Houston. Those are three major cities
Big
you can all
hubs for
drive.
comedy too, yeah.
In San Antonio, you get a lot more normal people.
I can see that.
You know what I mean?
It's more salt of the earth type of crowd.
Yes.
Like we're from here.
That's the big thing with Austin is like you get a lot of kind of
transplants.
Yeah.
Or some other trans.
Yeah.
A lot of transmissions out there.
Yeah. Those type. Those type. You don't get a lot of that in San Antonio. But yeah, how do you like the scene in Worcester? Do you feel like you could set up a home base here or
Dude, I don't know.
What are you thinking about doing? Because you got now you're at this point now where you're like, are you still doing music even on the occasion?
Yeah, I mean I still write songs a lot.
So you've been doing music for 10 years now.
Yeah.
You're coming up on your 3rd year of stand-up comedy.
Yeah.
I mean, you can just keep going and perfect everything. That's always an option.
Yeah, but I am broke, so it'd be nice to like actually make money doing something. This creative shit eventually. It's like, god damn, this better pay off eventually. But yeah, I don't know. I do think I'll probably stay put because I feel like there's just a lot booming still here, and the Boston scene's been pretty sick to me. Like I'm starting to get booked more consistently now, which is cool.
Yeah.
I just did a contest this past Friday night and won. And I was like, sick.
Nice.
So that got me like, I feel like I'm starting to get a little more recognition in the scene, which is cool. So I do want to stick around for a while and just like see how much I can grow like in the Northeast.
Right.
Maybe pop down to New York when I can and like do that.
That's the big thing here.
Yeah.
New York City's 4 hours away drive.
That's what I'm saying. Yeah, it's like right there, so I need to like get down there more often. But yeah, I don't know. I'll probably stick around here, and it'd be cool to like have a home base here, and then if I could just tour like and just do clubs in the future, like that'd be the dream. And then I could just travel and then come back and live in the woods near Worcester when I want to.
Right.
Because it's pretty secluded the place I'm in, which is nice. I can
Are
get
you living by yourself?
No, so I'm living with my best friend Ryan, which you met. I think he was there with our crew. You met a lot of my friends.
Yeah, there's a lot.
But yeah, we live in we're renting out this like cabin from one of his bandmates. He owns the house, but
nice.
So it's a pretty sweet deal. It's cheap rent, so we just jumped in immediately because we both been like living with our parents for a couple of years, and we're just like, dude, we need to get out. Like we're almost 30 years old.
Yeah,
we need to
too
move
much.
out. Yeah, so
you just do like reduce yourself to a teenager.
Yeah,
no matter how old you are, when you live with your parents,
you feel like you're in high school. You're like,
it's terrible. It's that one episode of Seinfeld where George moves back with his parents. They're like 70, he's like 40. They're telling him he can't go out at night. He's got a curfew
Dude,
at 40.
yeah. I know, it's crazy. Like, that shit is so real, though, when you're like
It's
back
horrible.
under your parents' roof.
I think that's probably one of the worst things you can do for being an artist
Oh,
is
man.
living with your parents.
Yeah, especially, like, in your hometown. Like, I'd be in my hometown every day, and I'm like, dude, I can't escape all these, like, flashbacks and memories. I feel like I'm just
Horrible.
in high school. Like, you
Yes.
just get nonstop, like, nostalgia, and, like, it's just like, this isn't good for my
No.
creative, like, for moving forward in my
No,
life.
not at
Yeah.
all.
Yeah, it's true.
You're constantly looking back. It's weird. Here's what I will say. There's so many people in New England who refuse to ever leave New England.
Yeah, there's
That's-
a lot of that.
That's no good.
Yeah.
It's no good.
I love the way you say that.
It's-
It's no good.
I mean, it's real bad. And then,
Yeah.
people here, they want to talk about Iran. It's like, or,
I know, it's like, dude, you
or
haven't even-
Ukraine.
It's like you've never even been south of Pawtucket. I know, it's insane.
It's
dude.
crazy.
Yeah.
They've never had another winter.
Yeah.
It's only this winter.
That is wild to me. I've never resonated with that. Like, I do know a lot of homebodies and, like, locals who are just, they're never going to leave, like, my area. And a part of me does envy that. I'm like, damn, I wish I was that content of a person where I could just be cool with, like, hey, you know what? I'm just going to stay here forever.
Forever.
Like, that actually sounds peaceful, but
Oh, they're
like,
the happiest people.
Yeah, that's why comics are just so miserable because
Yeah.
we're just never
Yeah.
satisfied. We're like, that crowd wasn't good enough. They didn't laugh at my third tag that I threw at that show. I'm gonna kill myself.
Yeah,
Just so
yeah.
depressed.
I need to move.
Yeah.
I need to move. L.A.
Yeah.
I need to go to L.A.
Yeah,
Austin.
They're gonna love me there. They're gonna welcome me with open arms.
They'll appreciate that third tag. You know what I mean?
Dude, yeah. I know. People who never leave, I do feel sorry for them. Like, you gotta change it up. You gotta explore the world.
Yeah. Well, especially as an artist.
Yeah.
Because your whole thing is like perspective. What's your perspective?
Yeah.
If your perspective is like a window mirror of just New England.
Yeah.
I mean, I've been saying this at like open mics is, I do comedy and live in Texas. Nobody knows who Karen Reed is.
Yeah.
Nobody knows.
I know. Isn't that crazy?
No one has
everyone
a
here
bit. No one
knows.
has a bit. No one talks about it.
Yeah.
No one cares.
That is wild.
It's like a foreign. Like Karen Reed. What are you? Tu hablas español? Like what's going on?
Dude, that's so true because so many comics here have Karen Reed material.
Whole sets.
Yeah. It's
Sets.
crazy. And like, I only know about Karen Reed because of everyone talking about it around here. And I still don't even know shit. And which actually she just became found not guilty today.
And I don't know what that means.
I know, me neither. Like, what happened? So what, the dead cop boyfriend is guilty? I don't fucking know what happened. I don't know shit about it. I don't know. Yeah, it is so funny though. Like, yeah, there's so much material about it up here, but yeah, you go anywhere outside New England and no one has a clue. Yeah.
It's definitely not good for us to be learning about like a political subject at open mics.
Yeah.
That's no bueno.
It's so true.
No.
Unfortunately, that's so often. It's like all of our news you learn from these circus clowns, dude. I'm like, wait, what?
Yeah. It's either
Elon blew up the moon? Like, I'm just so confused.
it's either comedians at open mics or it's comedians on podcasts. That's it. That's the only
I know.
information.
It's wild,
And
dude.
while I'm up here, I'm working like a transportation company. It's like it's like Uber for medical.
Oh, okay.
Like medical appointments.
courier type thing.
Sure, whatever you want to call it. And I like don't talk to anybody. I have an earbud in. I'm not like supposed to, but then I'll just have like a podcast on or whatever while I drive these people around. This one girl went on for like 30 minutes about Karen Reed, and I didn't listen to a goddamn word. I just, like, every 30
Just
seconds
zone
I would
out.
turn around. Yeah, that's crazy. Wow. like Tom Segura's making like fart noises in my ear. I'm like, yeah, that's wild.
That's so funny, dude. Dude,
No clue. No idea what she's talking about. Don't care.
Yeah.
Literally don't care.
That is so funny,
Yeah.
dude.
Yeah, it's great. We're going to war with Iran, and people are like, Karen Reed. It's like,
Yeah.
bitch, what?
Yeah.
Go get your clit sucked. What are we, what are we
You're
doing?
like, I don't care to read into that, all right? I stole that. I heard the comic say that the other night, and I'm like, that's actually good. Yeah, it's so true.
It also, it's not a good look with Karen. Just Karen's not a good name to have.
I know. Those poor Karens out there.
I immediately, any story with Karen, I go, she's in the wrong.
Yeah, she's guilty. That should have been the whole court case.
Is Karen Reed guilty? Her name's Karen.
Is Karen Reed present? Guilty. Just smacks the town down.
Life. Get these Karens locked up, dude.
Lock them off, dude. Can't trust a Karen.
No, it's funny, and you don't really do political stuff at all.
Nah.
No.
Dude, I don't know.
Do you care about anything? I said, you know.
Come to think of it, I can't remember the last time I had an actual thought. Oh my god.
That's great. That's great.
Just numbing my brain every day, just getting high. I'm like, I don't know the world's gonna end. I don't care. It's over.
So Myko, who's president? Who do you?
It's like Bill Clinton, right?
I did need to ask you about Iran because we
Yeah.
are like going to war. Do you have
Yeah.
any concerns or? Because this is funny. If we die, here's what's funny about this. If we died right now, that's hilarious on a podcast. You know what I
we
mean?
got nuked right now.
Oh my god! If I died while recording on this podcast,
That would be fun.
Oh,
it'd be a fun way to go.
it'd be a good wrap up.
Yeah.
You know
At least
what I mean?
we would die laughing.
We would die laughing. I try to upload it. I try to upload it. It'd be for the aliens.
Yeah,
The-
last second. We get an alert on our phone.
Yeah.
The nuke's about to hit in 3 minutes. I'm like, upload it. Like, we gotta wrap it up, guys. Tries to get it up to the cloud.
It's like Howard Stern on 9/11 when he was calling everybody, trying
Oh
to
my
figure it out.
God.
We,
Yeah.
we start calling people. We're like, Mom,
We're gonna send you this podcast. It's so dumb. Yeah, I don't know. Like I'm trying to be more informed politically. Like I have been reading into a lot of stuff going on.
Yeah,
but it's so like I just feel like there's nothing I can do.
right. Right. No,
Like,
there's
fuck.
nothing you can do. Well, that's the thing with the comedian. The only thing that we can do is make bits.
Yeah.
That's why I sort of like to know what's going on.
Yeah.
That, you know what I mean? I
Oh,
get the
yeah.
gist of stories.
Yeah, yeah. Well, it's good. I mean, just to be informed in general, like, yeah. You can help somehow. There's always a way you can help, whether it's another person or you can.
I'm just
donate
trying
to
to help myself. I'm just.
Like, I'm just trying to process the
Yeah.
fact that we're gonna die.
Yeah, I'm just trying to like. It's for therapy, and also I just want laughs.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah. I mean, yeah. I think it's smart, and you can get good material out of it.
Yeah, but you're more of like a day-to-day life
Yeah.
experience comic.
Yeah, I'm just a silly goose, just observational, just like, dude, yeah. I just have silly lines. Like, I have a line where I'm like, I was delivering wine for this company.
Yeah.
I'm like, I never used to drink wine, but it tastes so much better when you're driving. Like,
Right.
just so stupid, like stuff like that.
I wonder how you do that because it's so like in your face today. All the political stuff. You know what I mean? I kind of understood that in like the 90s or like 2000s.
Yeah.
But it's so in your face, it's like hard not to do, I feel like.
Yeah.
I mean, you do it, right? That's why I'm sort of asking you about it.
yeah.
It's like, do you just like kind of blank it out? Like, do you never think about...
Sometimes I will get political. Like, I've tried to do like political sets, and like I have had some good bits out of it, but it just doesn't interest me as much as like just goofy humor, like just
Right.
silly shit.
Okay.
Like I'm just more interested in like present moment, like what is the most hilarious like present moment like energy that I can capture.
Sure.
Which I don't even know how to explain that, but like
No, I kind of get what
it
you're
just
talking
feels more like true to me. Like
Right.
the whole thing I'm trying to do on stage is I just want to be the fun guy. I just want to be the guy that gets on stage and it's like, we're all just going to have fun. Like, who cares about all that other shit? Like,
Right.
I want to take everyone's mind off of that.
Well,
I don't think there's anything wrong with, like, being political or, like,
no.
being informed and making jokes out of it. I
Sure.
think it's impressive when comics do it well. But, yeah, I don't know. It's just not my thing, I don't think.
And you're not that guy.
Yeah,
like,
exactly.
You know what I mean? Like, we've hung out.
Yeah.
You've never been like, so Chris, what do you think about Israel? You know what I mean? You've never been like that.
Yeah, like, yeah, totally.
But it's so in your face on social media and
I
with
know.
podcasts, and people are just getting involved all the time that
Yeah.
it's almost like hard not to write. But I mean, for me, I guess I kind of like the obscure stuff, if that makes sense, and even when I get political, it's like my basis of all my theories of political stuff is like, this is all bullshit.
Yeah, yeah.
Like, we're not going to be able to do anything.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
I feel like that's your humor too.
Yeah.
Like, yeah, you kind of like shit on how just
what's going on.
Yeah.
I just like shitting on stuff that's going on. That actually is me.
That's
it's
you.
just like this
Yeah.
gay.
Gay. Oh, we're going to war. Gay. Which it is gay, dude. It's so fucking gay. No shade on my homos out there. It is Pride Month. Feeling gay? That's okay.
How disrespectful is it to start a war during Pride Month?
Yeah,
I mean,
come on, dude. Just let us kiss each other, all right? Just give me a moment. I'm almost done.
We're trying to get naked on the streets here, people.
Yeah, let us celebrate.
We can't have Iran bombing
the
us.
Pride protest of fucking dude. I know there's so much going on. Well, that's the thing, is like it's almost so overwhelming that I can't even bother like tuning into it. I'm like, dude, I just tune out. I just like I tune out and drop into whatever. I'm just trying to be present. I feel like we're getting so robbed with technology of like the world around us. Like everyone's so glued to just the internet that I feel like it's driving us insane. And I was thinking about it the other day. I'm like, there's always going to be the next protest. There's always going to be the next thing, because human beings need drama. We need, which people are valid to feel angry about all the fucked up shit that's going on. I'm not saying there's not a lot of real problems out there, but I also do think that we think in like this hive mentality where we're all just like, they did what? And everyone just gets so mad, and then everyone's just protesting, and I don't know, there's just a lot of like propaganda, and I just feel like there's so much of everything, whether it's like there's real issues, there's propaganda, there's misinformation, like there's so much that it's hard to even know what the truth is anymore.
And then there's bots online.
There's bots, and there's just, I don't know, but I do try and feel empathy and like listen to people, because I mean, it is messed up. There's a lot of terrible stuff going on, but it comes back to it where I'm like, what am I gonna do?
I would like to keep talking about this. I'm about to piss my pants.
Hey, well, I've been having fun. And
well, we can come back.
All right. How far in are we?
We're an hour and a half in.
All right. Yeah, let's go. Let's wrap it up in a few.
Sounds good.
Go pee and we'll come back.
Sounds good. We'll be back. Start recording. All right, now we're back. We're back.
We're back.
Yeah, man. Do you have like any friends who get really political with you? Like kind of unload with you?
Dude, yeah.
Yeah. And then what's your like reaction? You just kind of go silly goosey on it? Like,
I feel like that's not acceptable like all the time. Like
it's hard not to though.
It's weird because
who's you don't need to say the name or whatever, but who's like unloading it to you? Is it like your really close friends? Is it like comics? Because if comics like start unloading political stuff with you, you can be like, that's gay. And then it's like,
yeah,
it's
and they'll
fine.
laugh about it. And they don't really care.
Right.
No, really, honestly, it's a lot of I don't know, not necessarily like close friends of mine, but
Sure.
a lot of like friends of mine that will just, I don't know, they'll just voice to me like their issues with what's going on, and whether it's like the ICE ratings or like all the deportation stuff or the war and stuff. And like, I don't know. The thing is, that's why I'm trying to become more well versed with all this stuff going on, because I do feel bad now where sometimes I'll be like, look, I don't have a good enough opinion because I'm not like, I haven't read into it enough or like done my research to even have like but the thing is, that's just kind of like it's kind of just like a way out of the conversation, and I'd rather be more involved and like actually have a valid opinion on things.
I don't think that that's bad. I think that's like knowing where you stand.
Yeah.
That's the thing is, that doesn't really exist in America.
Yeah.
It's like if you're an American, it's your right to have an opinion on something.
Yeah.
No matter how uneducated, how uninformed you are, it doesn't matter. You're supposed to have an opinion on something. And this is coming from somebody who has 183 podcasts at the age of 21. You know what I mean? Like, it's just, it is what it is.
Yeah. Yeah, I think that, I don't know. Yeah, it's almost like frowned upon to not have an opinion. Like, if you have nothing to say, people are like, no, like, get mad, like, say something.
No, you gotta
like,
say something.
Yeah.
Get me mad, or get mad with me.
Yeah. Well, the thing is, I agree with a lot of the issues that people have with everything going on, which is like, what else can I say? Like, when people say things, I don't know, there's like a few people that come to mind who have been just talking to me about specific topics, and I'm like, yeah, like, everything you're saying is true, and I agree, and it's fucked up, but it keeps coming back to like, what can we do? Like, I feel like everyone's talking about the issues.
Right.
What's the solution? What do we? And it just seems like there's so many problems that it can feel very hopeless sometimes. Like, there is no solution, and it's like so scattered, and there's so much, I don't know, there's so much chaos and confusion out there that it can be overwhelming. But I don't know. I just think there's so many of us that it's like so hard to figure out certain things. But then things do happen for the best, or like, there are positive changes that are made, and that is reassuring when you know that, oh, actually together we do have a voice.
Right.
You know,
you seem like a very moderate guy too. You seem to like kind of see nuance.
Oh yeah,
very well,
dude.
You know what I mean?
I think I do because I've hung out with so many different types of people that I feel like I have good perspective on. Like, I don't know, I've just realized like, we're not that different.
Sure. And I think you can kind of, like, when you're talking about, you'll listen to somebody talk about something for a long period of time, you always sort of agree with whatever they're saying. Because you kind of understand that in a way they're probably right.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah. I try to have...
well, like the ICE thing, right?
Yeah.
Just with that as an example. Like, if you were to listen to somebody on, like, you know, the right side, and they were like, look, we have all these illegal immigrants. They came into this country. They're decreasing the value of the dollar. They're not going to take, you know, they're going to work for jobs with way lower wages. They're not going to be able to
almost there.
I'm almost there. What are we even doing here? What are we doing? Unionize. Unionize. That's like a real issue, right? But then on the other side, it's like, well, we can't have 6-year-old in handcuffs,
Yeah.
being thrown in the back of vans.
Yeah, people's families getting ripped apart.
Yeah,
and shit.
that's also not good either.
Mhm.
You know what I mean? So it's like, but then you always come back to, okay, so you have these two problems. What are we gonna do?
Yeah, yeah. Well, that's the question. That's the question. What are we gonna do? And it's like, okay, like open all the
Borders.
Yeah, open all the borders. I was drawing a blank. It's these
Yeah,
sun cruisers
no,
again to me.
I
Open all the borders. Let everyone in. Like that sounds pretty bad. Like, and I
Right.
think there were a lot of issues with that during the other administration. And it's like, I don't know. It's yeah. Well, the thing is, I see both sides because I agree. I think the deportation's really messed up, and it is affecting people that I'm friends with. Like I have multiple friends with families, like with wives who are their families from different countries, and they're worried about getting deported.
Right.
But those friends even are like, I can see both sides. Like,
Right.
I understand why they're like trying to crack down on things, but also, yeah, I might have to move to Mexico. You know what I mean? And so it's like, it's just scary. And I feel like there's just, that's why I do feel like I am able to see the nuance. But at the same time, it's like, there's so much. The thing that bothers me is like the virtue signaling where like, I've been called out multiple times where like where I've taken the wrong side apparently to like whatever they were saying, where like I've had a friend call me out where they're like specifically about the ICE stuff, where I was like, yeah, like I think it's best to maybe take a break from social media for a little while, because they were talking about how anxious they are and how like paranoid and like how depressed they are and all this, and I was like, meanwhile they're completely just consuming all this like terrible stuff on social media every day. And I'm like, you should like delete social media for a week, like take a break. And like, cause like there's so many problems that what are you even going to do about it? Like, and they're like, they called me out. They're like, well, that's easy for you to say, you're a white privileged male in America. Like, and I'm like, yeah, I understand that.
Mm-hmm.
But also like,
that doesn't devalue your point.
Also, I can empathize with how fucked up it is. Like,
Yeah.
I get it. I want to help. How do I help?
Right.
Without donating to some corrupt nonprofit that's going to take all the money that I don't even have. You know what I mean?
Yes.
Because I might be a white privileged male, but I'm also broke as fuck. And my family's never given me money. We don't have money like that, you know? And it's like,
right.
I don't know. It's just, there's so much just...
It's weird. Those conversations, they get very weird. They get very uncomfortable.
Yeah, but it's kind of
quick.
fun. Like it
is fun.
I'm okay with having these conversations, but it's not most people aren't. I think most comics are very like confident in their opinion, even knowing when they're wrong. But
Sure.
I think most people aren't, because comics are able to just. You do a bit where you're like confident, but you eat shit. And you're like, oh, no, I suck. So that's like very humbling of a thing.
Right.
Most people don't get that experience every night. You know what I mean?
Right.
On like a
That's
daily
so
basis.
true.
We're constantly humbled. So I feel like it gives us a lot of perspective. We're like, we don't actually, what do I fucking know?
Yeah.
You know? It's
Yeah.
like, so I don't know.
Well, we're real good at throwing shit at the wall
Mhm.
and seeing what sticks. I think that's, I do think that's why these political podcasts with comedians did get so big
Yeah.
so quick. You know what I mean?
Yeah, because,
Theo Von's just like, well,
he just represents a lot of people
Right.
in that way. Yeah.
Including their intelligence level, too.
Yeah.
You know?
Where he's like, I don't really know about this. Can you tell me about that? Yeah. Yeah, he's like, wait, so that means like you're that's when they like throw you off a cliff or something. And it just makes no sense.
Yeah.
No, it's true. Yeah. I think that's what we were talking about earlier, where like I think that comics, they do add a lot of value in like resonating and connecting with a lot of people because of how naive we are and shit.
Right.
But also to deny that you're political when you're having political guests all the time it's a
little cuckoo.
Yeah, it's hypocrisy.
Yeah.
It's you are political. That's the thing.
Right.
Like people always tell Joe Rogan that he should run for president. He's like, I don't want that job. It's like, I get that, but like the more you get involved in politics,
Right.
like
And the less crazy that sounds.
People are gonna want you to take that job,
right?
Which they do. I've heard people say like, I would vote for Joe Rogan. It's like maybe he will one day.
Having a stone president would be weird. Having a president just smoke weed in the White House like openly.
But nothing's even weird anymore.
No, it's not.
If you think about it.
Like, because if you told me that in 2020 that Joe Rogan's going to be president, I'd be like, dude, you're out of your fucking mind. Now it's like, well, what's the alternative? AI?
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Or The Rock. Yeah.
So what music do you like to make, though? I mean, I know changing topics.
Speaking of The Rock, no, I do, like, rock music is my favorite. Like,
okay.
When I was in high school, I became obsessed with grunge music. Like,
oh yeah.
I just remember I was going through puberty and my voice like dropped and I started singing along to like Pearl Jam and Alice in Chains and Soundgarden and Nirvana, all those bands. And that's definitely my style. Like I play guitar, but I'm not like a shredder by any means. Like I just write riffs mainly. So I can play a lot of just power chords, just a lot of like rhythm guitar.
Got it.
So that's like my, what's the word? Pork and beans, or like my bread and butter, I guess, of like my style.
And was that right out of the gate when you started making music? You were like, I am a grunge.
Yeah,
guy.
dude. Yeah. I became obsessed because I remember like the first time I heard Rooster by Alice in Chains. I remember the moment exactly. I was like leaving high school with my friends. I was like a sophomore in high school, and we're smoking weed and like driving down the street, and I just heard like the riff come in. I just hear Lane Staley's voice, and I was singing along, and I'm like, dude, what band is this? This is amazing. Yeah. And I just became obsessed. Like,
were you stoned?
Oh yeah. But I could sing.
Yeah.
Oh well, yeah. That's the thing. When you're in high school and you're first like smoking weed for the first time,
it's huge.
It's so intense. Like everything is so like
even when
amplified.
Even when you hear new music for the first time stoned right now at like 26.
Yeah.
When it's your like 500th time smoking weed or whatever.
Yeah. It's still magical.
Like, wow.
Yeah.
But in high school or whatever, where there's nothing else.
Yeah, you've never experienced anything like it. The high, let alone the music, and that combined, like listening to Dark Side of the Moon for the first time, like being stoned with my friend was like insane. And that all changed my life because all my friends were musicians and they were all really good, and they played a lot of like Pink Floyd, The Doors, like Zeppelin, like all these bands. And we all like, that's when we started like dabbling with mushrooms and stuff, and like that was all life changing to me. But the thing about like, I quickly discovered that I had a rock voice, like I had a grunge voice, because I could sing like these singers. And then I just started performing like in school. Like I just remember like we just randomly started getting like shows like during school. I don't even know how we lined this up, but we'd be like in the cafeteria and there's like all the grades.
Whoa,
and
what?
I don't even know how it was booked. I was part of like some art program or something. So they like would just put on like random shows. Like,
yeah.
And I just remember like performing. We're doing like Stone Temple Pilots, I think. And it was my first time singing, I think, in front of anyone. But it was also a ton of people. It was probably like 200 people. And maybe not that many, maybe like 100. But
it felt like that, I bet.
But it felt like a lot. And I was ripping. And
also, 100 people is still a lot of fucking people. Yeah. When you see them all in front of you, you're like, holy fuck, this is a shit ton of people.
Yeah.
It's just, now it's like, if you have 100 views on something, it's like, that's nothing.
Yeah.
But like, if you see 100 people in person, you're like, holy.
Yeah, you're like, that's fuck. A lot of people.
Yeah, that's a lot of people.
Isn't that so weird?
Yeah, it's odd. But yeah, go ahead. So you're performing in the cafeteria.
Yeah, and I just remember just feeling... It was just like intangible. Like I sounded good. I could feel it. Because the thing I love about music is if you're singing particularly, but if you're singing a note and you're with a band and you're all locked in.
Yeah.
It's like a vibrational thing. Like you can almost feel it in your bones. Like when you belt a note and the band is hitting that same like power chord at the same time. It feels like it makes it gives me goosebumps because
yeah.
I just feel like it like rattles in my bones. And I just remember feeling in that performance, I was like, dude, this is what I want to do with my life. I want to perform. Like, I just want, it just changed my life. And so many people came up to me after and were like, dude, that was sick. Like
this is kind of, sorry, go ahead.
Oh, you're good.
I want to let you finish.
That's pretty much it. Yeah.
Are you like a big, is Bo Burnham a big inspiration for you, would you say? Like, what do you think about Bo Burnham's work? Because a lot of people who do music and also do stand-up comedy find themselves with Bo Burnham like, holy fuck, this is...
Yeah.
I don't know if I want to do what he's doing exactly with the piano, but I want to do something along these lines where he's blurring the lines between comedy and music flawlessly.
Yeah. I mean, definitely. Like his first special, I think.
That was
Do you know what that's called? I forget the name of it.
Oh, that's your foot. I was like, what the fuck
I just cracked my toes.
No. It was Sad.
Oh, is that the name
Sad.
of it? I'm thinking of another special. Maybe it's his first Netflix special.
That was Make Happy. Was his first Netflix special.
I think that's the first one I saw.
Here, I'll look it up real quick.
But yeah, definitely an influence. Dude, yeah. I mean, the first time I saw that, I'm like, this guy's a genius. This is amazing. But I don't know if I mean, that's the thing. You can't be like anyone. Wait, that's what it's called?
What was the first one, and then Make Happy was the second
one?
Dude,
the What is so good.
Oh, What is
Make
amazing.
Happy is good too. But,
yeah. What is more like the raw version of Bo Burnham, and then Make Happy's like the more polished, like very dialed in version of Bo Burnham.
Yeah. Dude, yeah. I need to rewatch those because
they're great.
Those were some of the original specials that definitely like changed me in a way where I was like, damn, the comedy and music together. I think that was the first time I like ever considered it.
Also, it's like there's a lot of comics who do like comedy songs.
Yeah.
There's like not a lot, I should say, but like a decent amount.
Yeah.
But Bo Burnham, I feel like, was probably one of the first people to like, he would have a comedy song and you could be like, that would work just as a bit. Like it was so funny, it would work just as a bit.
Yeah.
And the music was so good, it would work just as a song.
Yeah.
But like it was like you put them together and you get this like weird magic.
Yeah, just this like massive, just hilarious like melodic gold.
Yes, I agree. And I think that was the first guy to really master those two things being brought together.
Yeah. I don't know. Like, he's definitely a big influence of mine, but when I think about combining, because I've always dreamed, honestly, this is, I've been putting the word out about this, and like, the more I say it, it is funny, like, to me, but a dream of mine is to literally to start a circus where it's like I tour with all these talented people I know, because I know so many just talented people. There's like
a circus, like
like not like a circus in the sense of like there's like a fucking bearded lady or something,
right? But like a mix-up show,
just a mix-up show, like a touring mix-up show where it's like there's comics, there's bands, there's solo acts, like just musicians. There's comics / musicians who like combine all, like, because everyone's got their own style. But then there's also like magicians, or hey, let's bring out this guy who can juggle like 50 fucking things.
Sure.
Just like whoever's in town and is talented, you can have a spot tonight. Like, that's my dream, is to be able to fund like a touring group that can just put it all together, and most of it's improvised the night up.
Sure.
You know what I mean? Like, you have like your general bones of what the set's gonna be, but most of it is just like
crazy.
We'll see what happens.
Right.
So that's like that would be my lifelong goal, if I could just put together a tour like that.
Well, nothing can be one thing anymore. That's out the door. That's
what
done.
I feel like.
That's done. So like, take anything, right? All right, let's look at Marvel movies. Just like, love them, hate them, like they're like some of the biggest entertainment pieces that ever existed before.
Mm-hmm.
What is it? I mean, okay, it's a superhero movie. I guess they don't really align with the comics. There's like a lot of comedy in all of them, and like characters that shouldn't be doing comedy at all, like very serious characters, they're still doing comedy. You always have like this one sex icon of both genders, where you have like this hot girl, you have like a hot guy. There's always like a shirtless scene of like the hot guy. That's like weird. And then you have like
the views.
a bunch. Yeah. You have like a bunch of these stories. They're all kind of cookie cutter, but they never get too serious, but they never get like too silly either. They're like sort of middle ground the whole time. The action is like there, but it's not like amazing by any means.
Yeah.
But you get this like weird mesh up of like, oh, anybody can kind of enjoy this.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? What's Kill Tony? Okay, so it's like a stand-up comedy show. Is it really, though? There's like a group of like 6 people doing 1 minute. You get like 10 minutes of stand-up comedy in a 3-hour show.
It's so true.
It's not really stand-up comedy. It's more of an internet show with stand-up comedy.
Yeah.
You have the NFL. Okay, is it about football? Why is there an hour and a half halftime show?
Yeah,
you know what I mean? You have Kendrick Lamar. They show Taylor Swift every 3 seconds. You have to make the commercials entertaining so that people will still tune in.
Yeah.
It's like weird. It's not really about football anymore, really. Like nothing is one thing anymore.
That's so true.
That's out. That's done.
Yeah.
You gotta have like a weird mix up of like, oh, this can be this. It's like this. It's like this weird thing that's never been done before. You know what I mean? It's gotta be this crazy, weird, out of pocket, no rules applied one thing for like an internet show to explode.
Yeah.
Like, what's Mr. Beast? Well, he's like a YouTuber, but like he's like also X Factor's weird. Really?
Yeah, he's also Game of Thrones.
Yeah, like, it's a weird things. These things that blow up out of fucking nowhere.
Yeah.
And Marvel movies, the NFL, those things have kind of figured out how to keep up in this internet landscape.
Yeah.
But it's just not, it can't be one thing anymore.
Dude, yeah, it that's the thing is there's really just no limits because I don't know, you just look at like TikTok or just anything on social media. It's like there are so many people who are just like making a living just doing the weirdest shit. Like and I don't know. I don't know. I think that's kind of a good thing, but also I think, I don't know. I think there's a lot of people at the end of the day are going to gravitate towards what they're into. And I think that as much as there's like a combination of so many different things, like for most shows that are put together, people are still going to gravitate towards like what I don't even know what I'm trying to say. It's just like
I get what you're picking up.
Yeah, I think like for example, like this I don't know what I'm trying to do is like I want to attract a crowd that doesn't know what to expect and that's why they're there.
Yeah.
Like so when it comes to like putting together like a circus, quote unquote, for like
you want to do like a modern day circus,
kind of like that, but also I want maybe one of the nights on the tour it's just straight comedy and it's just all killers. The thing is, I want the whole tour to just be like a magical mystery. You don't know what you're going to see that night.
Every show is completely
different.
Show,
and maybe it's just all comedy then. Maybe it's all music that night. But I don't know. It's just like it kind of relates to what you're saying though, is that there's just infinite possibilities. You can kind of do whatever you want, but you have to build the following and the connection with the audience before you're able to get away with that stuff. I think.
Yeah. Well, you got to start some online. It all starts at the online process.
Yeah.
Is people will, if you're getting numbers, then people will let you go wherever you want.
That's what it takes. Yeah. Because then you can actually do that. I mean, yeah. I don't know. It's exciting, but it's also it's scary. It's like it's daunting because it's like, dude, there's as a creative, you're never
Mhm.
off the clock. There's
No.
always something to do. I'll just be sitting around most of the time and I'm like, I should be writing something right now.
Yeah.
But I'm like,
Right.
I don't feel like it. All right, I'll do it
Sure.
tomorrow.
Sure.
But,
But that you need that today.
yeah.
If you don't need that, or if you don't have that,
Oh yeah. Society is the
You're
world
gonna-
is ending.
yeah, you're gonna get blown out the water. This idea of like, oh, I'm just gonna like sit around and chill out.
Yeah.
Good luck.
I know.
Good luck.
I know. It's so true. That's what I noticed most of all doing comedy in Boston is there's so many just good writers. There's just so many comics who they're just throwing shit at the wall every night. And I'm like, damn, I know you sat down for an hour today just coming up with these ideas. And I'm like, you have to keep up.
Well, there's that, and the thing is with the New England scene is it's a lot of traveling.
Yeah.
Especially if you're taking the T. If you're talking about Boston, you're talking about
Yeah.
the T. That's an hour on the train
Yeah.
where you're just sitting there with your notebook.
Yeah. Yeah.
And if you go up and you bomb, and then you got an hour train ride home
Yeah.
where you can really dissect why you bombed,
Yeah.
it creates great writers.
It's true.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Where like, I feel like Austin and even like New York City is a lot more riffers.
Yeah. Yeah.
You know what I mean? But New York is a lot better because they have the subway system.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So they're still like on the train, moving, going to different mics, like having to physically stop and sit with their notebook. Having to physically stop and sit with your notebook somewhere is huge.
It is, dude. It is. It's so. It's so crazy how much you'll come up with stuff if you just take a
Sit.
moment to sit down and let it happen.
Yes.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Because I'll just like think I have writer's block, but if I just allow myself to just actually just think about an idea,
Right.
then all of a sudden it happens.
Right.
If you just think, even the bits that you think you have dialed in,
Mm-hmm.
if you just actually just think about them more, like, what's funny about that? Like,
Yeah.
is that even funny? And then you're like, what would be funnier?
Yeah.
And then and then it comes because you're like
Right.
brainstorming it.
Well, that's the idea of the muse, right?
Yeah.
This idea that there's like this actual being. And you've had that, right? Where it's like something will pop into your brain and it
Yeah.
doesn't even feel like
You're
it
like,
was
I don't
you.
even know how I came up with that.
Yeah, I know. It just
Yeah.
like sort of happened.
Dude, that's like that comedy rock album I was telling you about that I made during the
Yeah,
pandemic.
what the hell is that?
So
What the fuck are you talking about,
all right,
brother?
so I'll give a shout out to whoever's listening to this, but all right, it sounds fucked up on the
Yeah,
surface,
yeah.
but it's called The Cute Kids. It's there's a song called The Roach, which is the big hit on the EP.
Oh, damn.
it's,
The Roach.
It's
Can we
ba-
get it?
if you could like put it in the pod somehow, or you can pull it up somehow.
Where would I find it?
It's on Spotify.
Mhm. Yeah, I want to
So,
check this out.
Basically,
Keep talking.
We made this EP, and after we made, like, we were crying, laughing, like,
Mhm.
literally having panic attacks of how hard we were laughing at this shit. And after we're like, we don't even know how we made it. Like, it was the muse. Like, we just captured, because the whole idea of the EP was that we were just the cutest kids, like, fucking out making songs. Like, we don't know what we're doing, but we're just being cute little kids, just fucking around. So the whole idea is that it's not perfect, but it's raw. And,
Right.
But then it came out sick because my buddy shreds and he's a great producer.
What is
Look up just
the Roach?
yeah, ROACH, The Roach,
Yeah, what's the title or what's the artist name?
The Cute Kids.
The Cute Kids. Okay. The Roach.
It should be on Spotify.
me
Yeah,
see if
and The
I can find
Roach,
it here.
fun fact about the song The Roach is it's named after one of the dirt bikes in the video game Trials HD. I don't know if you ever played that game, but there's a bike called The Roach. We're playing it. We're like, The Roach.
Oh my gosh, I'm not signed in. God damn
Wait,
it.
I can pull it up on my phone real quick.
Are you sure? Hold on. I might be able to do this real quick. That is so funny though that the Roach. That's
Oh,
hilarious.
yeah, I don't have service down here.
That's okay.
This lovely den. Yeah, it's
Is this it?
Yeah, this is it right here.
All right, I gotta get a little taste of this. Hold on, let me.
Give it a rip.
Yeah. Give me. Let me bring it up on the screen so people can.
Yeah.
Really.
Check out the cute kids on Spotify.
Mm-hmm.
Let me just put this before you play the song.
Yeah.
The cute kids had no business shredding this hard on this song, so you guys are in for a treat.
Me. Shit. Dude, all my shit's so out of whack here. I'm so sorry. I swear to God, it's not like this.
Just look it up, people.
Yeah, whatever. All right, it's there, though. What up, dude?
The roach.
This is you?
Yeah. Get on. This song's made for GTA, dude. It's just playing in the background while you're playing GTA. Try to catch a ride. Place that ass on the seat. We're gonna fly down the road. Now you're riding the roach.
All right.
Get on the road. Just get on the road. Dude, yeah, this song rips. So I did a ton of voices for this EP. But every song is just like there's a song literally called No, which is like an inside joke of mine where I just say no to everything. I'm like, no. Like someone's like, we want to give you $1 million. I'm like, no.
No.
Like just turn down.
Sure.
But yeah, so basically why I brought that up is like that was the muse. Like we made this whole EP during the pandemic, and after it was done, I genuinely was like, I didn't even make that. Like, I don't even know where that came from. Like, we created that, and then now it's not even mine anymore.
Right.
And I built, like, there's a lot of people who, like, genuinely loved it. Who, like, someone, like, a friend of a friend sent it to them, and they reached out, or, like, they came up to me, and they're like, dude, I heard The Roach. I love it. I'm like, you heard that song? And they're like, dude, I love the cute kids.
The cute kids.
And looking back, I'm like, we should probably change the name of the group.
Do you still make music together, or?
Yeah, so that's my buddy Nick. He lives in LA, but we talk like every day.
Oh, okay.
And yeah, I mean, I've been writing songs since I put out an actually like serious music around this time, but it was like 2021.
Okay.
I put out an EP.
Okay.
It's called Treasure. You can look it up on Spotify. But I've been writing songs since then, and that's why I moved back to LA like in 2021 was we were gonna get started on the next project. But then I went down that whole wormhole of drug addiction and creating chaos. But I've been I probably have like 50 songs that I'm trying to break down into maybe like 10 and just make an album. But we've been talking about it, so I'm hoping to in the fall. I'm gonna have to go back out to the City of Angels and take on the beast of LA again. But yeah we want to record just like whether it's a rock EP or a rock album. And what I want to do is kind of take the idea of, because the whole idea behind the cute kids was that there was no rules. We're like if you listen to the other songs, you'll realize it's crazy. Like we're like, fuck it, let's have fun.
Let's see what we can do.
And what I want to do with this album is I want to put out like a hard rock album, but there's a lot of like silly ad libs within it, and basically
sort of like an MF Doom type.
Kind of more like a Frank Zappa type, like there's like shredding rock songs, but also like I'll be like in the middle of it just like goofing around like saying shit, and then it just goes into like some rock riff. So that's the goal with the next, but that's kind of my end of the year goal is to like record this with him. So we'll see. I don't know, things happen.
It's hard to fucking write music online long distance, huh?
Oh,
I
yeah.
imagine.
Yeah, I mean, we're across the country from each other, but he is my guy. Like, he helps me produce. He sees my vision. But also, it's so hard just recording in general. Like, you think you're a good singer until there's absolutely no filters and you're in the microphone, and it really just shows you how like not locked in you can be sometimes.
I think I'm a good singer in the shower. I mean, I couldn't imagine singing, in a fucking recording studio.
Dude,
you know what I mean?
It can be daunting.
It's got to be a completely different fucking experience.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Luckily, my friends are really supportive, but we've had so many sessions where I was like, dude, like, you guys all need to get out of the room. Like, I need to be alone in the room to, like, really, like, be confident.
Right.
And sing, because you have to be confident. If you're not confident, you're not gonna be able to hit those notes.
Sure.
You know.
Yeah. Well, how do you deal with that when you go and perform like on stage in front of people? Do you just got to be like, fuck it? Does that affect you a lot? You think your confidence?
Sometimes I do get nervous a lot still, like doing stand up. Only because I think I look up to a lot of the comics around us, and I'm like, I want to make them laugh.
Right.
I more so want to make the comics laugh than the
Right.
people. Because when you see normal just audience members, you're like, this is fun. Like, we'll have fun. But if there's like bigger comics around you, I do get intimidated. Where I'm like, but then I try and shake that off, and I do remind myself, I'm like, dude, they haven't lived my life. Like, I should be confident. Like, I have a lot to say for myself.
Also, this one set doesn't define you.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah. And no one's even thinking about you. Everyone's all in their head. Everyone's thinking about themselves. No one actually cares. So I just remind myself of that all the time. But I don't know. It's easier. I think it's easier to. Actually, I shouldn't say that. I was going to say it's easier to perform stand-up than music, but I don't think that's the case.
Yeah, there's always that big debate.
Yeah.
Right?
It depends how prepared you are at the end of the day.
Well, it's odd because musicians think comedy's harder, and then comedians obviously think music's harder.
Yeah. Yeah.
So you get that back and forth, and the musicians who are comedians are kind of like, depends.
Yeah. And that's how I feel. I really think that regardless of what you do, it's really just how prepared you are.
Right.
Is how well you're going to do.
And also just like, I'm trying to start to learn the piano a little bit. And then, trying to figure out this, like, I became like a sound guy in Austin. Like, no intention.
At your show.
Yeah, it just sort of happened. Like, became like sort of a producer.
Like, get on the knobs.
Like,
come on, Chris.
I've never done this before. They're like, we need you.
Like, we have no one else. You're going to have to do this.
And the thing is, with anything that comes to art, getting good at it, and getting good at multiple different types of art form is like becoming really comfortable with being uncomfortable.
Yeah. Yeah.
That's like huge.
It's so, dude, I think
like
that's
the number
biggest,
one thing.
It's the biggest thing.
I think so too.
That's where the reps come in of just doing, getting up in front of, just forcing yourself in front of these shit rooms night after night. It's like,
and whatever you're doing, singing, playing the guitar, telling jokes,
just
like
putting yourself out there.
It's tough.
It is tough.
Yeah.
I mean, I feel that way even posting stuff. Like I was posting skits for a lot when I first got out of that program and I got into doing stand up around here. I was like, I'm going all in, and I started posting goofy sketches like all the time, like twice a week. And then I just like, all it takes sometimes is like one person to be like, your shit's weird, bro. That shit like threw me off. Or
I imagine it would.
Wait, fuck, I'm an idiot. Like, and then it's like, and I'm honestly like still trying to get back to that point of just putting myself out there, because it is uncomfortable even just posting shit. It's like because you're being vulnerable. And people tell me all the time, they're like, post your sets, and I'm like, dude, I'm only 3 years into this. Like, let me get decent let me get an actual video with an actual audience before I post a clip.
And,
I don't know. That shit is true though. Just getting uncomfortable, I think, is the best way to. It's the number one way to grow with anything. Yeah.
Well, I mean, I was listening to Tom Segura talk about this the other day. It was like, could you imagine if Tom Segura, talking about himself, if I had social media 3 years in, I'd be posting the dumbest shit ever. It'd be horrible.
Yeah.
And that's the thing is like, you can be okay in 3 years unless you're like Dave Chappelle and then you're amazing.
Yeah,
right?
yeah.
But that's like very
Some
rare.
people are. There are exceptions, yeah.
Are exceptions. They usually have something else. They come from like a different background where like they were writing comedy for 10 years and then stumbled into stand-up. But it does take that 10 years.
It really does.
It really does. And not only that, like the phone really never captures all the magic.
Yeah.
It just doesn't.
That's the other thing is like,
you can have a decent set and like, oh, that went pretty well. And then you look at the tape and you're like, this is horrible.
You're like, one guy chuckled in the back and I thought I crushed.
But that one guy is like, no, it was you had me entertained.
Yeah.
You did a good set.
I know. It's so weird like the duality of it. It's true. That's why like even specials, like I don't really watch a lot of stand-up specials.
Because you only get like 60% of it.
That's what it is. Yeah, you know.
Maybe.
Yeah, people don't. Yeah, you don't understand until you really just have to see comedy in a club to like get the full experience of it.
And like I have friends like normal people, and they're like, I've never been to a comedy show.
Yeah.
Or I've been to 2. Could you imagine? Could you imagine seeing stand-up comedy in person twice?
That is wild. That is
like that's just some people's life. Yeah.
Yeah. I know. Well, I get that at the same time. Is like I understand it. Like we're just in this world.
Yeah, we
but a
live
lot
it
of times,
every day.
I do try to remind myself that most people don't actually like live this life.
No.
You know?
It's a very rare thing to do.
We think it's
constantly.
normal.
Just like, and like for me too, it's like if I think about the amount of time I've been awake and spent on a microphone.
A lot.
Since 18, probably like a fourth.
Wow.
Like 25%, maybe 15%.
Yeah.
Like all the podcasts I do, all the mics I do, the show I do on Friday.
Yeah.
I'm putting out, if you include the open mics, probably like 3 hours of being on a mic.
That's insane.
Every week at 21.
Dude, yeah.
You know what I mean?
That's so sick though. Like
it is cool.
Just keep going, dude.
Yeah, I know.
That's insane.
And that's the thing too, is like you get to 21 and you just look back and the shit that I was doing at like 18 is so much worse than I'm doing right now at 21.
Yeah, dude.
It's
that's
so
crazy.
much worse.
You're 21. I'm 29.
Right.
Dude.
Well,
by the time you're my age, you're going to be an absolute murderer up there, dude.
In whatever I do.
As long as you keep doing it.
Right. That's the thing.
Yeah.
There's no failure in comedy unless you stop.
That's what it is. It's the people, I feel like, with any like creative thing, if you're passionate and you work hard, and
the only way you
quit,
fail is you're like, I'm done.
Yeah,
that's when you fail.
That's so true.
That's it. You're like, oh, this night I might have messed up on. Oh, this didn't go perfectly. The only time you really fucking fail is when you're like, I'm done.
Yeah,
that's it. Everything else is just the process.
Wow, man. Well, amen to that, dude.
Amen. Do you want to wrap up? Are you done?
Yeah, I think this is good. I think we should call it.
All right, sounds good, brother. Well, ladies and gentlemen, this has been episode 183 with Myko. I don't even know your last name. I don't think.
My last name is Young.
Myko
so I go
Young.
by Myko Young on stage now. I was going by Myko. So Myko's my nickname, by the way. My real name's Mike. I don't know if you knew that.
I knew your real name was Mike.
Yeah.
But I just knew you by Myko.
Yeah. Well, that's what feels more normal to me at this point. People have been calling me Myko since high school.
Myko is a great fucking name, by the way. Dude.
Thanks, dude. Well, that's part of the reason I'm like, people remember Myko. They don't remember fucking Michael.
No, it's terrible. Michael's horrible.
Yeah, fuck Michael, dude.
Myko, though. That's great.
Hey, well, yeah, I'm Myko Young, and you're listening to Disney Channel. You're watching Disney Channel. Wait, dude. Well, thank you so much for having me on, man. This
absolutely
has
any
been great.
Fucking time. And if you're ever in Austin, you can obviously come on the podcast there. I'll hit you up when I come back to New England, and I can fucking hit you up.
Go.
We'll schedule this again. I'm telling you, this is like a rough draft of a podcast studio. I have
gotta start somewhere, dude.
I have like a pretty decent one in Austin. It is in my bedroom. That's the only thing. So you have my bed to the side.
That's
so
cute. It's the post-show hookup. You're like, get in here, buddy. Is this how they get down over here? You gotta make it somehow.
Yeah, the way you make it is by sucking Kpush off.
The casting couch. Let's go.
I'm the Harvey Weinstein of the Austin, Texas scene, dude.
You can claim that title. That's all you, bro.
And the thing is, I don't have girls on it. I'm just P Diddy. Actually, I'm actually just P Diddy. You're fucking guys, dude.
Giving your guests baby oil. Here you go. You need anything? You need a drink or anything? We got opens the fridge, just a bunch of baby oil.
Dude, refrigerated baby oil is crazy.
Sounds kind of nice, dude.
Yeah. Bartender, I'll take a fresh lubrication. A cold one. You know what I'm saying?
It's BYO. BYO. No, I don't know what I'm saying. All right, dude. Well, fucking.
Yep, absolutely. Hopefully this goes out. This comes out next Wednesday. Hopefully it'll be seen by everybody if we're not in nuclear warfare. But
true. If we're still alive.
If we're still alive. If I get the notification, I'll make the video public.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? I'll make that.
Hell yeah, dude. Well, I'll share it. I'll post it out there.
Word. Sounds good, brother. Thank you. All right. Well, thank you so much for coming on. Hopefully I see you tomorrow at Jake and Johnny's. But everybody else, thank you so much for listening. Bye-bye.
Bye.